Mm-hmm. 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 The TikTok that Cinefred sent us most recently. Cinefred Sanderson. For Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
Also the Sin Tour. That was so good. And I'm very excited for that. That'll be really fun. Also, like, that felt surprisingly cheap. $60.
When is that again?
June 30th. It's Ori's birthday.
Oh, that's gonna be hot.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. It'll be fun to see Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
I love Fall Out Boys.
I've never seen them.
Yeah, same. I guess it's the last time, right? Aren't they like breaking up or whatever, taking a break? I don't know.
I didn't know.
I'm starting the rumor. I called TMZ and I let them know, hey, here's a hot tip.
I don't know, man. I'm not a big concert person, to be honest, because, like, I don't know. I don't think a live performance. People are gonna get mad at me. I don't care. I don't think a live performance ever sounds better than the studio version of a song. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I get the appeal of a concert to people who like that sort of thing, of like the communal nature of it, that like it's out and about and like it's like all around you and like the excitement of the crowd and everything. I get all of that fundamentally. Those things do not speak to me. So instead, I'm just like, oh, this is like a worse version of just listening to the album. And it's like loud and chaotic. Mm-hmm. But I get why people like it, but I'm not people.
That's why I'm glad we got lawn seats.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, no, like, it's going to be hot as balls.
Yeah.
And like, I know Sin likes to be in the pit, and I'm like, I can't
do all that.
I was in the pit for My Chemical Romance. Like, we were all the way up on like the barrier, which granted was fucking sick. That was a really cool show. That was a really fun trip. And like, it was really cool to see it like with like the stage performance part of it. Mm-hmm. But I'm also like, I don't need to be pushed. I just want to listen.
I went to go see Anne Boleyn back in high school, and it was at like the Marquee, so like the whole thing is just like a free-for-all. Yeah. And like a mosh pit developed. Mm-hmm. And I was on the outskirts of it.
Mosh gosh bagosh.
Yes. And the people banging and crowding around in the middle, and then like all the people on the outside doing the shoving. That was fun because I was on the outside doing the shoving. Mm-hmm.
Which means you just got to push people, which is a great time.
And then there was
and you're like hailed for it.
Yeah, everyone's like cheering. And like there was a person that had gone with us that like I did not want to be there with. Yeah, I won't say their name, but like and she was being not a good person. And so at one point she got like a little too close.
I think I know who it is.
In like on the edge. So I shoved and she disappeared into the crowd, and that was fun for me. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
And then she just sort of became part of the mosh pit, and that was funny to me. And then she came back and hit me, and I was like, okay.
Is it the raw I love you girl?
No.
Oh, because
I wouldn't have shoved her.
No, I know. And she's sweet. Like I haven't.
Yeah, no, she's very nice.
I don't think I've seen her since high school.
Neither have I.
But like, if I did, it would be a very pleasant surprise.
No, I never had a problem with her. When I tell you who it was, you'll know why.
Oh, was it T-Town? No, you would just say Taylor.
No, I would just.
So
say
this
Taylor.
is not
Taylor
a core friend. Yeah, this is not a core friend. I'm
Absolutely
just trying to think of who Amber Lynn would be. Was it your sister?
No, it's because she.
Was it Payback?
She's the. No, it's because she's the one that got. So like me and Brandon bought tickets. Mm-hmm. Taylor, the other person, she won tickets and invited Taylor. So then in a weird like turn of events, me and Brandon were just going to go by ourselves, but then we ended up there with that
How
person
long ago
and
was
Taylor.
This?
High school? Senior year?
In high school.
Or junior year? Senior year, actually, I think.
Was this KW?
Yes.
I got that down.
Why I shoved. It was a good time.
I don't condone violence against women.
It wasn't violent.
No, it's not. It was helping.
I ended up I got pushed in too at a later date, and it was fun.
Yeah, it's. I've been in the pit.
You're just bouncing around.
Have you ever crowd surfed?
No.
Oh, it's wild.
Yeah, I don't want to do all that.
My one thing with like live shows is that, in a very interesting vein to your experience, my like least impressed live show for a band that I was excited to see, for the weirdest reason, was The Offspring. Okay. We went, it was the Tempe Town, like, I think, music festival where they had like 4 stages and shit. So like we got to see like NoFX, the Vandals, like lots of good punk and screamo shit. And Offspring was playing at the end. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I like Offspring. You know, I'm a white guy. Right. Pretty fly, one might say. They were so good that it felt like I was just listening to the song.
That would be nice.
Where like it felt like, yep, that's it. Like
That song.
But that's just it. Is like you could have just hit play and had it play through speakers, and it would have had the same effect for me.
Right.
Which for you would have enjoyed and been like, this sounds like the song. This is what I paid to hear.
Except I still would have been at that point though where I'd be like, I still would rather just be doing this with headphones or something instead of
at home,
carousing about,
sitting down, comfortable, not sweaty. Yeah.
Although, at a venue and a situation where like you reach the point where it becomes acceptable to be sweaty, when that switch flips, then I'm fine.
Yeah.
My thing, I hate sweating at times when you're not supposed to sweat. At like a festival, everybody's sweaty. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Like,
except for like the people who like don't sweat, which like, listen,
like go off.
No sweat privilege, and that's okay. Good for them.
Oh yeah, like it is all fair and good to like swap shit. Like no one like. Everyone is too busy trying to have fun to give a shit about what you're doing, unless you're doing something that inhibits other people's fun.
Yeah, it's like if you like if you're at the pool and you're sweating, who gives a fuck? The pool's there. We're all outside. We're in the sun. You're allowed to be sweating, and good for you.
Yeah,
good for you for this.
I love that.
Yeah. So like it's gonna be hot, but like I'm not worried
about that. Is it sweat or is it water? Your choice.
You don't know. But oh god, I have sunscreen though.
Yeah.
Sunscreen's important to reapply because this white ass skin is just gonna roast.
Well, I didn't even know. Like Zach was telling me because he went skiing yesterday because he had some time, and
like one does when one has time.
Yeah, well,
go skiing.
I mean, his wife's out of town. You know, someone's watching the kid, and he's like, "I only got like 8 hours."
It's
takes
just
like
a different life.
Takes a 1 day a month for him. Well, he bought a pass to go skiing, so it's like he tries to go once or twice a month. If he can go with Kat, that's great. But like otherwise, it's like sometimes it's like, well, I just need to use it. Otherwise, I'm gonna waste it.
Yeah.
So I'll try to do it on a day where like Kat's already out of town, because then mom's watching the baby, so it's fine, and you could just go and do your thing and come back.
Just go skiing.
He's like, he's like, hold on a second, I got to put on sunscreen. And I'm like, the fuck do you need to put on sunscreen for? He goes,
because you're out in the sun.
It's very thin.
If you're up high, very thin.
The atmosphere, you burn.
Also, sun reflects off the snow.
Yeah.
And it'll fuck you up.
Yeah, I learned a lot. But the point, because I actually remembered the entire reason we got on this sidetrack, the TikTok that Sin sent.
Yeah.
Of like the GeoGuessr finding the no head curb. Yeah. I lost my shit. That was gold.
Yeah.
And that was a good one. Okay. Hello?
What?
I think they're here.
Oh.
Were you expecting
we're not
them?
done yet. Shh.
No. Yeah, but they're waiting.
But this isn't for them. This is us.
No, they're knocking at the door.
Right, but this is for you and me.
Oh.
This is you and me.
Can we take a moment? I mean, I don't care. They can separate us by force.
It's not for them. It's for us.
This is for us.
This is us time.
This is the us time episode.
We're catching up. It's been so long. I missed you.
I don't even want to. I know. It's been like since Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, like we talked yesterday, but like that's not the same. We were gaming.
Well, Josh was there.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Well. Well, actually, we got things done in Divinity. Big ups for Josh.
Big ups for Josh.
It was very fun yesterday, actually, because we actually did things. And
yeah, we did a lot of shit. I don't know how we ended up in the graveyard. I just sort of teleported, but I was like, this is my life now. So I just did everything in the graveyard.
We got to keep pushing through Act 2 because I
already did Act 2. That was the boat.
Yeah, I know. So out of the 7 acts that we've chosen to impose on this game instead of 4, I want that pyramid. We need the 3rd pyramid because then we don't have to do the swippy
swappy. Yeah,
which is nice, but like
swapping is tired.
Not wired.
It's tired.
Not at all. And it's just
every time we have to quick load, it closes up our bags again.
And you have to remember, and you never remember until someone's like, "Hey, hey Losa, can you unlock your bag?" And I'm like, "I don't know who Losa is." Josh. But yeah, but like the fucking I can't believe I'm still sorry about my behavior on Tuesday, but also it wasn't entirely my fault. There was 2 of the 4 times we did that fight were my fault, but the other 2 were not.
It was just such a comedy of errors
that just kept.
It was just so unbelievably unhinged and wrong.
God, I remember tabbing over because the turn you would live. It would be an actual 10 minutes. Like something happened, and Josh needed to stick around in town in this fight because like every villager was getting involved, and it's like, well, we don't want some of these NPCs to die,
right?
So like, but then like I would run in trying to like help, and run right past the barracks, pulling the barracks into the fight, and then it's like now we just added so many, and it just was pain and hell. I know at one point I was like, finally, it's my fucking turn. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna head up to where they're going, not realizing. No, wrong building. The fight's not there. This is hell. Life is pain.
It was a wild time,
but it's cool. I like that we did all that graveyard shit. Like we solved those puzzles.
It was a very productive day.
Mm-hmm.
Felt good.
Yeah, we got a couple levels.
Yeah,
I think we got, or at least I think we all got one level. And you had pre-leveled, but I think I need to respec a little bit because I could like better distribute my points for the skills that I want to use.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we need that one more source point. That'd be really dank if we could have one more.
Use source, but I would like to because now I have actually like source spells that like sound cool. Because like the time one like is cool, but like I never really think to use it, and like to be honest, like that doesn't feel very flashy.
No, and like not to drag you, but between like especially once you like have a bloated corpse.
Right, I'm a bad person and I take too long. Those are your words. You
said
that.
I did say that. I mean, I say that all the time.
Yeah.
But like no, like I'm not mad by any means. I just mean like, but it's also a lot for you where you don't get a break in between your turns.
Right. The last thing I want is another turn.
Yeah, like I know that you aren't happy with the amount of turns that you're taking as well, which is why like I'm not being like harping on it every minute. Mm-hmm. It feels like it, and that's the intent.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to address the issue. I just want to beat around. You pulled me
aside and you said, you're ruining my night by taking so long.
I took you into a private call.
Yeah.
We booted Josh from the channel.
Right.
so that we could
talk.
So that we could talk about things.
Yeah.
But like, you know, between like the corpse, like you'll end up having like 3 or 4 fucking things, and I'm like, you're just like, because I can hear it in your voice where I'm like, oh, he just he just tabbed out.
Still my turn.
Oh fuck. Okay. I'm like, how's it? Every time I look over, it's always you. It's always BioChippy.
Listen, I got a lot to do because I also have to do Ifan.
Yeah.
Ifan.
I mean, he seems cool.
He's cool. It's fun to give that dichotomy of getting to play ranged and close up at the same time. That's cool, but also it just takes a lot of time.
It just takes forever. Like I know, like I hit my like power spike finally. I think a few sessions ago, to where like I'm like, okay, cool. Like it's okay that no one else is contributing to the magic like armor damage because like that's just the way of the game. But like depending on how much it is, I'm like, in one turn I can blow it all, and then like that just is easier for everybody overall.
I like having one magic option on the 2 physical characters because it's like that way. Like, you know, if I need to finish off someone you've been chipping away at like, rather than me and like Josh, then
why do a big attack when you could do a spell?
Right, it's like, well, I could do a zip zap. So like that's why I tried to get that like fire beam thing on Fane, and that's why Ifan actually has a magic attack. He has like the ice one that you have to like ice shards or whatever.
Oh, where it's like 3.
Yeah, just as like a in the back pocket just in case.
Hey, there's not much I can do right now, but like I can chip away at that guy.
Magic armor's down, so I'm gonna like get some hits in. Yeah.
Because I know like the skin graft ability is the one where like it just resets all your cooldowns, I believe, and you can only use it once a battle. It requires polymorph 3.
Oh. Okay.
I got the skill book finally for it. But it is a source ability. So like right now it's not too great because like I use my because the source ability that I do use, because I'm like I will blow it all the time because we can just go get more source. But it's that the chain lightning, which that fucks. I gotta be real. That's been fucking.
Yeah.
Been fucking great.
It's been fucking.
And it's a good time. And I I realized in that room with the puzzle with the levers, and it was like you needed to make holy fire basically.
Right.
I didn't know that we could do that. And it also
I don't even remember what combo made that happen.
I don't remember. I want to say it was
I
like
would have thought it would take bless, but like none of the switches did bless, so I don't know.
I think it was like you needed to maybe like make steam and then do like you had to like mix it real weird, and even though 213 like that wasn't the correct combo,
mm-hmm.
so I'm a little miffed because I'm like we did that
right.
And like once it was like reset, we did it, and it wasn't like, you know, so you need what, blood, and then you need poison, and then you need blood, and then you need electricity or fire or whatever. I don't know. But either way, it seems like there's different things that we could do to like make different buffs and shit happen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is cool as fuck. And I left you that little bit of poison or the little bit of blood. Remember that? Your left foot was there.
Tiny little patch of blood.
It's hard sometimes with the
Yeah,
rain because it's like it's got so big.
We have competing
setups.
Well, not fully competing, but
yeah, because I don't think it can be bloody and wet.
No,
it can only be one.
There can
even though
one.
Blood should be wet.
Yeah, it wet and yeah,
and dry.
Yeah. Clotting.
Hard and wet.
Clotting blood.
Yeah, clumps.
Yeah,
it's clumped up, just mushy,
nasty, gushy. Yeah, scabby.
We should do a smash or pass on all the different necromorphs in Dead Space.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think, hello.
Welcome
to the Hell Yeah podcast.
The sign is off, but also I left it on since Sunday, so
get over it.
It's fine. We'll replace the batteries another time. I also didn't want to shave all of this. I was just cleaning up the under, and I was just gonna leave it buzz it down to a little 5 o'clock shadow kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And then as I was in the shower, I was singing, and I went,
Oh yeah.
And I went, okay, I guess I'm shaving it now. And I'm like, because it's not my biggest fan.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Slasher, smash or pass.
Slasher. Is that just your basic?
Just your basic
necromorph.
Your basic boy.
Do we want to throw up pictures of these?
No.
Okay. Well, then I need to look up what they look like so I can ensure that I'm simping correctly.
Right. I'm trying to remember all their names. Slasher, Leaper, Lurker, Spitter, Brute.
Dead Space, Necromorphs.
Feeder. Oh, Feeder's only in the third one.
Necromorph types. Okay.
Pregnant. That's one. I can't remember what the Divider.
Yep, there is a Divider. There's a Brute, Divider, Infector, Pods, Swarmer. And those are ones that are in Dead Space 1.
Swarmer.
Yeah. That's what Tony Stark wanted after Avengers. I want to go get Swarmers. That was a Marvel joke. It's normally Shawarma. That's what they went for, but I went Swarma.
Okay.
It wasn't good. I'm
It's I didn't have the reference that I needed in order to contribute.
That's fair.
To that.
That's fair.
That was on me. That wasn't on you.
No,
you did great.
I understand.
That was a good joke. I like wordplay.
Play upon words.
I just didn't have the contextualization that I needed. But that's not your fault.
Mm-hmm.
That's my fault.
So I just scrolled through all of this, and I'm like, "Where's the list of types?
Where's the pizza?
Oh, I
want pizza. I don't need pizza.
Okay, here's on the. So there's Necromorphs, Brother Moons, the Hunter, Hive Mind, Infector, Slasher, Ubermorph, Leviathan. There's so many. Okay, so we'll just think of the ones that we think are cool.
Slasher.
Just regular slashy boys?
Male slasher. Male presenting slasher.
Okay.
The female one is different. She can spit.
Oh, so the females spit.
Yes.
Oh. No swallow. And then there's the infected they're hard, they're more durable. I think they're blackened
with the blackened, yeah, and the glowing eyes. Yeah.
So for basic ones, pass.
Agreed. It's a pass for me.
Too sharp.
It's far too much. Open palm.
These guys really out here where my hug at, and they just are getting too up on me.
Yeah, and I don't care for the sounds that they make,
especially in the remake.
Especially that.
Yeah, I'm looking to get necro choked out.
Yeah,
not necro cut off.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need functional hands so that I can just get throttled like a little, so like a little bitch.
Mm-hmm. So something with smaller hands, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But not too small.
Not too small. Because, I got a big neck.
Mm-hmm, and also because we're prepping a dodge. So that we can dodge accusations.
That part.
That's based.
That part.
So then the Spitters.
Spitter.
Do they have boobs? Do they have mounds
They're
of
not
flesh?
where they started, but yes,
What do you mean?
they've moved
To where?
lower and more separate, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. The body is sort of shifting.
Yeah. That's because the body has split open.
Right, the body.
The body.
Where's the body? Yeah.
Where's the tits?
Yeah, so they've, I believe they've moved a bit.
Okay.
Maybe not in the remake.
Not bad.
But
And I mean, it's
they
not
introduced
important.
them in the remake much faster than they did in the original.
I was gonna say I started seeing them and it like threw me off. I'm like, oh fuck.
Well, that was the thing, was in the original version of it, they didn't show up until like chapter 8 or something. Like they were much
I'm on
later.
chapter 6.
They were much later.
Maybe
in the
chapter
original,
7,
like a
yeah.
model. No,
Mhm.
a model, much later in the original. In this one, they introduced it at the part where the leaper was originally introduced, and I was like, "You're twisting up the thing."
The leapers, the nasty little like flying squirrel, got no
pass.
legs.
Big arms. The legs have been twisted together to make a juicy tail. Thoughts? Also, the way that like lower jaw just sort of like unhinges, and we got like saber-tooth teeth.
I'm gonna be honest. I think so. Spitters are quitters, so pass.
It is a pass for me for very similar reasons
For
to Slasher.
For the what would you call them? Jumpers?
Leaper. Yeah.
Smash.
It's a smash for me.
I think that's
game's
fair.
Strong.
Verified. Smash.
They got 2 hands, so they can like grip my hips, and then head game strong. You know.
This is one of these days, like that we're not recording.
Right.
We need to like if you have like if you have your Stream Deck.
Yes.
Like, because that would be like
downstairs.
if we did one of these, like where we have like you could make it so that it unhides or hides the same thing.
Yeah.
To be like smash, and it'd be like smash. Yeah, you could set it up to do that kind of shit. Like that's so much fun. We got to do that.
Pass.
Yeah. Pass.
Hey, Stinky.
Hey. I think we'll get into that.
We'll get into that.
We're not gonna forget.
No.
You gotta freeze so that people do the edit of like, and then they forgot. Okay, so the lurker, or no, not the lurker.
Well, lurker's the next. Are we still talking about leaper?
Yeah, so leaper just is smash. I feel like they are considerate. I will say.
I feel like they could wrap their tail around you, very sweetly.
Very intimate. Definitely more like dominant.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, they're leaping right on you.
They are the top in that case, and that's fine.
That's okay. We just have to have open communication.
They're getting you close, and they're not going to let you go. So like that way you can just let yourself fall into them. Like
Sometimes
just give yourself over.
You know,
you just want to become whole.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm up all night.
Lurker. It's a pass. It's a baby.
Oh, the baby ones? Yeah, pass. It's a baby.
Hard pass. It's literally a baby.
Yeah. It's a fucking baby.
It's a
pass.
fucking baby pass.
Smash pass or kick.
Kick the
Kick
shit
it
out of that
into
baby.
orbit. I could have swore that you could, when they shoot their little tendril missiles, that you could kinesis grab it. I don't think you can.
You can't in the original. You can't in Dead Space 1.
Because I don't think I've been trying to in the remake and it doesn't work.
You can't in Dead Space 1, but in later ones, I think in the later games, the upgraded ones, like the black and glowing eye ones, I think they shoot out like a barb that you can catch, but that's like a Dead Space 2.
Oh, because otherwise it is just like spit, so it's like you can't catch it.
Yeah, I think in later ones, like they actually shoot like a thing, so then you can be like, nope, bitch, boom, and shoot it back.
Makes sense. Also, did you already find Pang?
No.
I kind of want to look it up, even though it's just for mine.
I did look it up.
Yeah. Is it chapter locked or?
Yes. It's quite far in the game.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So there's those, and then there's
Infector.
Infector is
the big kind of looks like a flying guy, the one that converted the captain. Big proboscis shoves it right through your forehead. The Infector. I hardly know her.
Yeah, no, I'm aware.
Got a whole cutscene.
Oh, I see the Infector now.
They're not common in combat. They're actually very uncommon in combat.
Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, oh yeah, it's this thing where they'll grab on, like they're not like the leapers.
Correct.
Where they just want to attack you. These ones are like, it's almost like a bat wing kind of with their weird sinew and
it's like I'm gonna stick it right in your head.
I'm gonna get with this guy and fully turn him into one, and you got to kill him fast.
Right.
Which is the few times you see them in you don't ever fight them directly.
Very rarely.
Unless you catch them.
Yeah. It's gonna be a pass for me.
Mm-hmm. It's a pass.
The proboscis, it's just a little much. Also through the forehead. No, thank you.
Proboscis.
And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, they're pretty rare and like.
Ooh, what about the pregnant necromorphs, which are like, they look like they got like a big belly, and you got to be careful how you kill them because the little tiny things, the flood will come out.
Yeah. I mean, like, I have a similar problem with them to like the slashers because we also have a scythe hand moment.
Mm-hmm. I don't want nothing grabbing me when I'm in there.
Right. Yeah. But I will say they move them in a more like inviting kind of way. Mm-hmm. It's a lot less this and a lot more this.
Yeah, but they're trying to trap you.
Exactly.
And I don't trust that. Like, I just wish they'd be honest with their intentions.
Also, like, you know, I'm here for like a one-stop shop kind of a thing, and like there's a lot of players in this party that could become part of the situation.
Yeah, I'm not looking for any unintended passengers.
Right.
Kind of a vibe.
Everybody likes their thing, but like I'm kind of here for a one and done, and like there's too many differing opinions in this situation, and they're swarming in there, and they're ready to get on out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Get on up.
Oh,
get on up.
Okay. So there was that. I'm trying to like look at these.
A drag tentacle.
Oh, smash! Absolutely.
Fucking smash the shit out of that. Are you kidding?
Those might actually be my favorite enemy because in a game sense, it gets my ass fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone. First of all, always upgrade plasma cutter. It's
the only
based.
thing you need.
There's an achievement, or at least there used to be.
There was.
Is there one in the new one? Maybe.
I don't know.
I haven't looked. Well, Steam has achievements.
Yeah.
But who cares? Yeah. Exactly.
We've had this.
I already hit my 100,000 gamer score too, so I'm like, I've cooled it on that. Now it's working on trophies on PlayStation.
Wow.
I almost have the platinum trophy in Ghost of Tsushima, but I'm missing 2 achievements, and both of them are like doing the raid and the multiplayer.
Oh, sad.
So like I have for all the, because it separates it out into sections. So like base game, 100%. Like regular parts, some parts of Rivals, 100%. Legends, not so much. And then like the DLC, exploration, and like story, 100%. Okay. Like done. Like it's just whatever. Yeah. Not mad. But it's very fun. But like there's the big glowing hit spot that you want to hit. Like I was playing on Wednesday. We did the fight with the Leviathan, which smash Leviathan. Right. It's great, where you have to like
big grippies
shoot, like it's like you want to try to stasis them as they come up, so you have time to shoot them, and it's kind of a pain. I won that fight.
I watched
with half a hit point. Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool! I didn't know you were there.
Yeah, because I texted you, "Hi, Stinky." So then I wanted to see you respond.
Okay, so here's the deal. You texted me, hey, and then Stinky, and then I go.
You proceeded to finish your fight with Leviathan. You did great. Got real tight there at the end, but you did.
Yeah,
great.
I did with like a 1 hair hit point. But then I respond, hi, Stinky, and then I start thinking, I'm like, because when it was on my watch, all I saw was hey, and I'm like, you never text me. Hey.
No, that would mean there's... Honestly, it wouldn't even mean there's a problem. It means it's a bit.
Now, like, I understand that, like, now that I'm taking a step back, but I'm like...
Right. But like if a normal person says, hey, it's like, oh, disaster.
Or it's just like, hey. Like, I'm like, okay, why couldn't you do this all in one text?
Exactly.
And then you said, hey, Stinky. And I'm just like, are you, like, with Brandon and Taylor? And you guys are just like, why aren't you here? And I'm like, well, one, no one told me y'all were hanging out.
Hey, Stinky. No,
everyone's like, Odie, why don't you hang out? And I'm like, why do you keep purposefully planning it on days where you know I stream? They're like, because we don't want you there. And I'm like, that's fair. Bet. I wouldn't want me there neither. No, but then I like started like having this like panic attack of like, I'm like, he's not responding. And I'm like, I also don't want to be weird and like call him and make sure everything's okay. Like, I'm like, was he like was this like a weird type of SOS message, but you had to do it in a way because someone was looking at you or something?
Hey.
And then like I got myself real worked up like in a moment, and if you were watching stream you'd see it where I suddenly am just like, let's play Among Us, and I just completely pivoted because I like, hey Stinky threw me into a panic attack.
I didn't mean to be the drama that evening.
Oh, but
I was just trying to do a little bit.
It was so good though. like in hindsight, you got me so good because I was just like, you've never texted me just,
When would
hey.
I do such a thing?
Exactly.
Right.
So, but then like, and I had also, when you said, hey, Stinky.
Yeah.
Like, I had forgotten that that's what the video was.
Right.
And so I'm like, hi, Stinky, which was, in hindsight, the weirdest, dumbest thing I could have responded with. And I'm sure for you, it went full circle when
I loved it.
at, where was it? Here we go.
I scrolled up because I was like, I'm going to do it in the exact punctuation that he did.
You
exact capitalization.
fucker. You had sent me that video. Or no, I had sent you a TikTok. What TikTok did I send you? I also sent you there was like a Stonemeyer game update.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the clicker thing. Which was just cool and based. You said, "Hey, Stinky. Hi, Stinky." It was 7:42, and then at 10:19 at night, oh my fucking god, you meant that stupid fucking meme. Jesus Christ, fuck you, oh my fucking god, and you went. That is so good of a video. Though.
For reference, guys, this video somehow came up in my recommended. At the time, it had 220 views. It's now up to 264, and I'm pretty sure 42 of them are me.
Well, I think is it Luigi that says it, or is it just Mario?
I believe it's Mario.
Because I saw another video where someone had 300,000 views.
Yeah, other people may have done it. The version I had never seen that.
The specific video you had found was this apparent
This was recommended to me. Someone else made this 264 views. I literally clicked it because I was like, "What do you mean, hey Stinky sound effect?" Mario Party 7, hey Stinky sound effect. And I was like, I don't know why this has found me, but I think that's the universe like reaching out and letting me trapping on my door and letting me know, hey,
this is Stinky. A new year. We got something for you.
We have something for you.
A gift.
So like I clicked this. It's 4 seconds long, the video, and I knew what was going to happen. And yet still, when
the video doesn't matter.
No, when I listened to it,
hey Stinky.
The way that I cackled, I fell to the floor.
Yeah,
just
almost
hey
pissed
Stinky. It's just so stupid. And then immediately I was like, I gotta send it to Steve. I have to
100%.
I have to
I
send
understand.
It to Steve.
It's one of those where I'm like, you gotta do it. Like I'm crying. Like I know.
Right.
We both know that you don't want to, but you have to.
I literally have to.
That's not true. You want to.
I was compelled. I did want to very much. So I sent him. Hey Stinky.
Hey Stinky.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
It's fire. it's so good. It made me so fucking mad. Same vein for me of the
Yes, hey Stinky is my
just because it's like, well, that one in particular was just funny because like I was playing League, it was a little baked, and I have the phone there, and so it just keeps playing. It just keeps going. Hey Stinky.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wow.
So it's great.
Yeah. What other necromorphs are
Brute.
there? A brute.
He could get it.
The brute. Oh, those ones are fun to kill.
He's a big and juicy. He could get it.
Big and juicy. He could get it.
Yeah.
Very reminiscent of the hive. No. I'm trying. The hunters in Halo.
Okay, yeah.
In terms of their overall big bulky-esque design.
Right. Okay.
Like in particular, I was looking at this photo, like that in particular on the right.
Yes.
That was really hard for me to remember. I'm like, no, there's a name for them.
Right.
I wanted to say Hive Night, but it's Destiny. Does Lightfall come out next week? Or is it the end of the month?
I don't know.
Because people were saying this is the last week for you to do certain things.
Oh.
And I'm like, I haven't even bought Lightfall yet.
I bought Lightfall.
But February 28th.
We got time.
But I think the season ends.
And then we're just in a dead zone for 2 weeks of just
Dead Space.
Play with yourself, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if Bungo knows what they're doing. Stray dogs.
They don't know what they're doing. Watch. Yeah, okay, yeah. I can't think of it. The Divider, he could get it.
Divider. Which one?
He's a big, tall, and juicy. He's got his little scraps of fabric in the original. I haven't seen him in the
I haven't seen him yet, but they can choke and eventually decapitate their victims with a long tongue-like appendage.
Yeah.
Split apart into smaller individual necromorphs that are composed of miscellaneous body parts.
Because he
get it. He's got a doctor coat.
Right. Imagine like, you know, the various options.
Like, you ever just like, man, I just wish
Hey,
there was
babe,
a few
can you,
more.
like pop that arm off, like, and do something somewhere else.
Yeah, like I'm like, hey, I would just wish there was like 2 fingers in my ass from 2 different people, and he said no problem, and just
He said,
made
I
some
got
hands.
you, baby.
Ooh, Exploder.
Don't care for that.
I love. Yeah, it's pass,
It's a pass.
but I do
Sexually, it's a pass.
sexually pass. But the large pustule
Pustule?
sac located on the left arm, split head.
Yeah.
Is a description.
They've
They're
got a
very
cool
cool.
look. They're in Dead Space 1?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot.
They're in the medical area, like, but just before Leviathan, essentially. Like, you can, if you're like smart and shoot the big glowing part, you can like, you know, blow up and kill the other ones that'll show up too with it.
Right. Or you can shoot them in the arm and snatch them.
Yeah, that's really fun to do.
Yeah.
When I first played Dead Space 1, I did not ever use kinesis.
Same.
But then it's like, especially after playing Dead Space 2, Dead Space 3, it's like, no, you don't sleep on kinesis. Like,
No. It's a free attack.
you rip off. What you do is you shoot off one of the dude's arms, then you grab his thing and kill him with it, and then pick up the other one, and you just walk around with it going.
Yeah.
Tier 3 engineer, when you try to beat it on the impossible mode, that's where you start to learn to use all your resources.
Every little scrap.
I'm trying to think of what's only in Dead Space 1. Crawler?
I think we got most of them. Are the crawlers the babies?
Oh, no.
Remember they're wrong?
Crawlers are the babies in Dead Space 2.
Oh, yeah. That's Dead Space.
Creeper and Shambler. Oh. What are these guys from? Dead Space 3. No.
Ew. Oh, creepers are like the ones that like scream like a dog, but then also make that like motor sound, like, and they like come out of nowhere.
Oh.
Yeah. Their feeders are a Dead Space 3 exclusive.
The feeder is a necromorph.
They ate.
Yeah.
They ate necromorph flesh. So
Flyer.
they convert in a different way. That's only in Dead Space Extraction.
Oh. You know. How do you know all this stuff?
I'm a fan.
Flytrap. Dead Space 2. Grabber. Yeah, grabbers are grabbers. That's also the other one. Grave robber.
Unfamiliar with that.
The grave robber is a necromorph that was supposed to appear in the short animated film Dead Space Downfall, but was finally cut, most likely due to time constraints.
That Dead Space Downfall movie was like, it's not bad. Oh my god, that's anime, and I've watched it.
Yeah. Hey,
I've watched an anime, guys.
I never played Extraction. I think you and Jason did.
I played it with Jason.
Is it good?
No.
Is it worth watching a playthrough, like watching a speed run of it almost?
The story is cool. The story is interesting to see like different stuff happening on the Ishimura at the same time. Also stuff happening on Aegis 7 before, and then Escape to Ishimura, and then the Ishimura outbreak. It's story-wise, it's cool. Gameplay, kind of shit, because like, I mean, it's an on-the-rails shooter made for the Wii. So it's like, it's not, you know, it's not really giving, but like, it's not awful. It was a good time playing it with Jason because we were just like
hanging out,
you know, just like getting drunk and hanging out.
Yeah.
So like that made it fun, but I can't really speak to the gameplay actually being enjoyable. But like, if you got a friend you just want to fuck around with, do that. I mean, it's single player, but we were just like passing the controller, you know.
Yeah.
Having a good old time.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Ooh, and then finally, Weezer.
Yeah.
The Weezers, which I don't think they fight you at all.
They don't, and they don't have a special death animation unlike every other enemy in Dead Space 1.
Well, that's because they're actually just like that chick's crew. I forget her name. Who helps you with the enzyme? Or like you're trying to make the enzyme to destroy the Leviathan because it's blocking you from getting certain things.
Oh yeah.
Like you have
Elizabeth
to go and
Cross.
Cross. You have to like inject the enzyme.
Which now in the
all
new
of them.
one they actually like they changed that in the new one. Like, you never talked to her in the
original.
original.
Yeah. You got to like have a couple conversations with her and like see her videos. Like she's got like a partner that she's looking for, so
Jason.
you can kind of relate. Jason something.
Jacob
Schreier.
He's the engineer. Yeah.
Jason Schreier. You know, from
Jacob Cross. And then bad things happen to Jacob.
Yeah. I mean, nothing good ever happens.
Yeah. Yeah, they went the interesting route of adding like more like speaking characters to like kind of like humanize the experience and make it more horrifying.
It's genuinely been good. Although it is one of those games where I was like, on Wednesday, for example, I'm like, we're gonna like try to like slam through some content, and I'm like, fuck, these are puzzles. I'm like, it just takes a while to get around too.
Yeah.
It is not, you can speedrun the game, and the speedruns are pretty crazy, especially the early ones, the stuff that they break. But it is also a game where like, no, you don't really get to go fast. You kind of just need to keep stomping around until you get to where you need to go.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks because like I'm a chronic sprinter.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm having fun doing it at my own pace. I've barely gotten through the game, but like I'm okay with that.
It's a game that I've keep coming back to.
Yeah.
Which there's so many games that I've purchased where I played it. I went real hard like that first time. The first time you play it like all fucking day, and then you haven't played it since.
Yep.
That was a Immortal Phoenix Rising for me, which I got. I think I got it on sale on the Switch because I'd heard like mixed things about it, and I'm like, it was really fun for the day that I played it, but it wasn't enough fun to keep playing it.
Yeah.
Because I like when you can like. I like getting stronger in games.
Mm-hmm.
And I like when games make you stronger, but like at the right type of pace. Yeah. Or like you can be rewarded for being smart, essentially. Or like, especially if you're replaying a game, you can do things so much more efficiently. Because that's the one thing I hate more than anything. Like, one of the reasons why I always hate playing like Diablo 2, for example, because I don't know the skill trees and everything, is it's like, well, what should I be taking at every level? Well, it's like, well, what's your ultimate build going to be? And it's like, I don't even know what I'd want. Like, I'll just find a guide and then just do whatever it says, but without comprehension.
I always do.
Yeah, but like without like kind of understanding like what it's going to end up doing. I'm like, I just need to get to the point where I can shoot my hammers.
Right.
That's it. That's all I want to do. But then it's like, well, you have choices. You could do this. Or like, you're like, well, up until I hit a certain level as is it druid?
Mm-hmm.
You play it one way, and then once you hit a certain level, you respec.
Yeah, because like you can't be an elemental druid in the beginning. Like it's just, you can't kill anything because like your only skill is like Arctic Blast for a very long time if you were to do that. And so like, it's just not going to work.
Because anything that's immune to ice, you have nothing now.
Right. So like you just like, in order to have some actual combat ability, you like lean into summoning until you reach like level 30 or something, and then you can respec yourself to actually be able to do elemental damage. But
Yeah, but I like getting all the research. That's why I like Prey so much, because like I love that Prey punishes you though.
In what way?
So when you replay it, like when I had replayed Prey after I beat it, once you start to like, you remember where neuromods are, the level of shit happening, I believe there's a correlation to the amount of neuromods that you have and install, and like enemies and density and everything.
Yeah.
So like on my like second playthrough where I was like, I'm gonna get this I'm like, I know there's one here, I know there's one there. I'm like prioritizing speed.
Yes.
First thing.
First fucking thing.
You won't regret it. You regret it when you're 3/4 of the way through the game and finally decide to upgrade your movement speed and notice how much of a difference it is.
Literally.
Yeah. Although I do want to do a mimic only, or like not mimic, but the like only necromorph mods.
I tried it and I hated it. I don't really replay games. Like,
I do also need to play Moon Crash.
Very fun. I don't really replay narrative games. Like, I'm never going to replay Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm just not going to. I tried really hard, and it's so long in the beginning. I played it the way I wanted to, so I have no desire to replay it. Same thing with like versus like a Halo or something where like it's very like level based. It's always the same kind of experience. It's not an RPG. Like, yeah, I'll play that a million times because it's kind of just like iterative and it doesn't really mean anything. But like an actual like narrative like RPG thing, like I'm only really gonna play it once, which is also why I look stuff up, because I'm like, I want to play it the way I want to play it the first time. Different people feel differently about that. That's what I still find that fun. Some people that like ruins it for them. That's how I make sure I have the experience I want. So like that's why like, I want to look up all the dialogue options. I want to know what's going to happen because I'm not a replayer of that sort of thing. So like I want the right thing the first time.
I am like, that was me with like Witcher 3, where there's like kind of like 3 different endings of sorts, like dealing with Siri. And like there's one like what could be considered, I mean, it's subjective what's like the best ending for you, but the one that like you know there's an achievement for or whatever, like it's tough to get, it's a pain in the ass, like you have to do specific things, and it's like, you know, basically don't let her get too depressed. And one of them, it seems like there's one choice where you guys are like talking outside and it's like snow, and you have a choice to like, do you want to pick up a snowball and throw it at her, or just kind of like just sit there? And like you think it's an inconsequential thing. Yeah, that is one of the most important choices in the game. Yeah, to like give her a break and just like let her just be her. Like she's not spoilers for Witcher 3. I also, you could only play Witcher 3 and I think you're good. You miss like some of the backstory connections for people, but like I figured it all out as I went. Yeah, and it was good. Like, you know, Ciri is powerful witch girl, like, or you know, elven blood heritage. Her dad is hunting her down as well, and the wild hunt for that. They are trying to get her because she is like prophesized. So it's a lot, and it's like she also just deserves to just have fun and be silly. Yeah, you know, I'm fun and silly. It made me giggle. I really described myself with that, and I said it with my whole chest, earnestly.
It was very earnest, which is why it made me giggle.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Like same thing with like, I've been thinking about it, and like I've learned it, like, so since I stream, and like I typically stream for about like anywhere from like 3 to 4 hours on average, typically closer to 3, which like is also like not that long in terms of like it's like when you're in it, like, no, it's a good stream, solid. But then like I look at other streamers, I'm like, fuck, dude, people stream like 8 hours like consistently, and I'm like, that's a lot.
That's too much. Like
every once in a while.
Because like, what's the like? You can't watch someone that much.
Well, it's also like,
you got
what
stuff
do we do? Oh yeah, like you don't necessarily have like, I don't mind doing those types of streams every once in a while. Like I think my last really big 12-hour stream was like, was it my birthday? I don't know. We did something where I decided to like stream for 12 hours. Like it's a whole pain in the ass, but you know, it's fun. Or you just like do a variety of things. But like I was thinking about it because you had mentioned like, you know, I like to, you know, Inquisition, for example, like I want to do my own things. I'm like, RPGs are just kind of tough because they tend to be so big, and I'm like, there are certain games that are RPGs that I'm like, I think I would prefer to just play this on my own, because like I am one of those people where like, fuck, I forgot this fucking thing and I gotta go backtrack, or like I'm gonna sit here and farm this thing for a bit, and I'm like, it's just boring. It's hard to think of things to talk about, where I'm like, if I was offline, like if I was just playing the game and I'm like, well, I'm gonna farm for a bit, like I could have my laptop with me or my phone. I just
like throw something on.
Yeah, you're kind of mindlessly doing it, so it can be kind of tough.
Yeah. Like I don't stream often, so then when I do, mine tend to go long. But it's also because I stream like once every like 4 months or something. So it's like, yeah, sure, like let's like chill for 6 hours. The idea of like streaming,
but to go
like
in knowing
8 hours, right? Yeah. Like because it's like not a common thing, you kind of like, oh, this is gonna like take a while. Whereas like the people where it's like they stream like 8 hours a day for like 4 days out of a week, I'm like, that's just a lot.
And I guess like if you're at a point where like you're big enough, like it's like when you're big on, like if you're a big streamer and you're streaming that long, like there's content, you're doing stuff to the point where you've adjusted it, like that is your 100% primary income. Right. Like there's also people where I'm like, you know, they've been streaming for a long time, and to be clear, absolutely no hate on any streamers by any means.
I have some. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, I just mean like where it's like, okay, man, like people, if you ever r/Twitch on Reddit is a very interesting place where you would think that you could get a lot of good, solid information, but in my experiences, it's just complaining, or people like frustrated and upset, and it's like kind of demoralizing because
sounds
like
a lot like Reddit.
But at the same time, you have to think about like averages. Like I was just looking at, like, not to flex my numbers, but Zach was asking me about this yesterday, and like I was looking at like Twitch Tracker, which does like rankings and stuff, kind of gives you like an idea, just like an idea. Like if you ever seen like you'll see it a lot of times, like on like people's like profiles, like on Twitter and stuff, if they happen to do like OnlyFans, would be like in the top 0.00% of creators. And it's like, what the fuck does that even mean? Well, like with Twitch, with these rankings in particular, it's like anyone who did a broadcast in the last 30 days. And so like that's what they're aggregating. So it's not necessarily every account on Twitch, because anyone can stream on Twitch as long as you have an account. You just click go live. That's
Right.
it. But it's not necessarily like that everyone's like streaming. And I remember looking up, like when I was like trying to, you know, when you're like gonna start the thing, the big thing that you want to start. So you're like, I'm gonna like do a bunch of research because like I'm still working towards it.
Right.
Still haven't done it.
Stalling for time.
Exactly. And hoping to like gauge interest or find the secret click.
Right.
And I saw this post, which was like when I wasn't feeling too confident about like stuff. Like actually at this point, this was like May a couple years ago, because I remember we were talking about, like I was out on my patio at my old apartment. Oddly enough, Tyler had moved out, so like I was like, I'm gonna call like Eric all the time because I got nothing to do. And you're like, great, this is wonderful. But like there was like someone had asked a question that was like, realistically, after a year of streaming, where should I anticipate being like if I'm taking it seriously, like average view count wise? And like general consensus was like after a year, like average for everybody who streams, like anywhere from 5 to 7 average viewers is what you'd kind of be at. Right. And so like then continuing to read comments of people who were like, well, like I've been putting in the grind, like I stream like 8 hours a day and like I'm just still struggling with the numbers. And it's like, you're spending too much time.
That's too much.
And like I will admit, like I am very appreciative of my community that kind of appeared overnight. Granted, still not my best achievement. I've said it a million times, so I'm not going to be a bitch that repeats themselves too much. But like, obviously, a lot of times, like if you're doing good, you just need eyes, because like people will stay. Which was another lesson that took me fucking forever to learn. That like, no, like, you know, Eric's not like shouting you out every fucking time you go live. Like, he's busy. You got shit to do. These people just keep showing up. Stop being a bitch. And I'm like, damn, good stuff. But like, you could like, and there's different metrics too for like, even if your like numbers are like more plateaued. I've been starting to think about like looking more into like analytics, but I also am scared too, because I don't want to like
fall in the number trap. Exactly.
Whereas I've just kind of enjoyed, there's sometimes like we're pumping and sometimes we're dumping.
We're dumping, baby.
But never like dumping. Like,
right.
It's like, oh yeah, we're at like 28. When I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. There's about like 20 people talking. It's, you know, we're all just hanging out and having a good time. It's a fun time. And, but like, just like seeing people who are like, I do this, like I'm doing everything, like I'm playing, you know, whatever game, like I only play one game or whatever. And I'm just like, that is a lot. And like people will be like, I was dropping money on this and that. And I'm just like, that is like, you should just do what you can. Like, I shit you not, the small goal thing is really the secret ticket, is like, just make the smallest little metric and just do it until you hit it.
Yeah. My other thing with like the people who like stream for like, you know, like 8 hours a day, however many times a week, like it's one thing that like from like the creation standpoint of it, it's like, that's a lot, but like if you really enjoy it, go for it. From a viewer standpoint, and this is just for me because of how I am, that feels so daunting that it almost makes me not want to watch, because I'm the kind of person where like when I like something, when I get into something, like I want to consume all of it, you know, like
this will be a phase.
Like if I find a new YouTube channel that I like, I'm like, okay, sick. Now I'm just going to watch all of that.
Let's sort by popular to knock those out of the way.
And let's just like get into the thing. With like a stream, the thought of it's like, oh, every like VOD is 8 hours long, and there's, you know, and it just there's a fucking million of them, and like you feel like you're gonna like miss stuff. I don't know, because like I just come from the world of like from a viewer perspective. I mean, like I've never really been a big like Twitch watcher, so like I come from the world of watching YouTube. So like channel like memes and stuff that come up as a result of the videos. Like, you know, like as long as you like, if you watch all the videos, then you like know all of that and everything, and you get all the bits, and then it's recurring and it's fun and it's like referential and it's cool. In a world where like you have like a creator that you're following and they stream 8 hours a day, 4 times a week, it's like you're gonna miss so much shit. And like there's nothing wrong with that, but it would get in my head and I'd be like, oh my god, I feel like I can't keep track of all this. There's so much. Like, what the fuck?
It's definitely like a worry. Like when I was thinking about it, I'm like, should I like stream more often and longer? And I'm like, I actually really like 3 days a week. It's in the evening. Like the only thing that sucks is like being West Coast is like it just sucks on the time frame. And I would actually stream longer, but my sister is like 6 months pregnant and likes to sleep,
right?
And is like, you need to be quiet. And I'm like, that's fair, because there's just, I don't think there's anywhere in my house that I could sit, like have my desk set up and not be noisy.
No.
Like it's just not, unless I was outside, but then I can't because I'm loud outside.
Right. Also, there's all the outside noise.
That's true. Yeah. Like the cats.
Yeah.
They just, my sister, I looked, it was like a month ago. I look outside and it's still there because I'm not moving it. There's a little food dish out on a little bench out in my backyard, and I went, Cecilia, did you put food out for the cats? And she went, like she had that kind of like
right
once, and I'm like, you know what you've done, right? She goes, I know, because like the cats suddenly are now just, they're meowing, they're crying all the time. There was a,
also the cats don't need it.
No, they don't. They get more than enough food.
They get plenty of food.
There was a cat that was hanging out like just on the other side of the fucking door. So Zuki's just like post up, and this cat's just like, and he's like, meow, and I'm like, no, you're not playing with, because I don't know what the cat has. Right. I don't want you to get sick.
Yep.
I'm like, it sucks for you, but I need to buy him a bigger harness. He outgrew his old one, but because he wants to go outside, and I'm okay with letting him outside.
Right.
Under very tight leash, and like, you know, let's slowly get your explorer badge, bud.
Yeah.
But yeah, like streaming for so long and like doing all of that, especially if like if you're not in a position to where like it's like compensating you in that regard, like that's just such a time sink and a commitment. And I'm like,
and it would be one thing if you're the kind of person where like video games are your hobby, and so it's like, well, I'm gonna sit here for 6 hours and play game XYZ, whether the camera's on or not. Okay, that's a different thing.
Those are fun streams.
Right. But then you have that other side of people, the people who are really trying to make something out of this, where like they're playing games that they probably don't even like. They're just like, well, shit, like
gotta do something.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet just came out. I don't really like Pokemon, but I know that's going to be like at the top of everyone's lists of like, that's like, people are going to want to watch playthroughs of that. So I'll do that. And so then like they're sitting there playing a game that they only kind of like for 8 hours, just trying to get views.
And you can
like,
tell.
how sad. Not in like a condescending way, like genuinely, like that just seems really like sad,
frustrating
to, you know, be putting all of that in.
A lot of like just energy. Yeah. Well, like I've learned a lot in my time streaming to where like now I'm getting more comfortable with like I can drop a game, like Kingdom Hearts, fucking Birth by Sleep. I'm like we're gonna stop. I'm just not having fun with this. I know it's cool, but like I just can't.
Sometimes you just stop Callisto Protocol because they kill the only reason why you were playing.
Sometimes you quit Jak 2 because it's a shitty fucking game with a shitty fucking level.
Yeah.
I should beat it though. I at least need to beat that one part for Mims. Even though they've said multiple times, you do not need to keep playing. You can stop. I don't know why you keep doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got it for you, baby. But yeah, like just being like, I don't know, like, or like changing the game that I was going to play. Cause I'm like Final Fantasy 7 is really cool. It's really like aesthetically pretty. And I'm like, but it's slow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just feel like all I do is just swing my sword.
Win, no matter what.
Yeah. All I do. And, you know, where I'm like, sometimes I'm like, I just want to play something bumping.
Yeah.
I have more fun. And like, we have been having fun. Also, I realized that I've thought of some mildly creative things that I didn't think were, like, at the time. It was just like an impulse idea and then like turned on.
Hot dog idea.
No, like we have a wheel now. which is kind of lifted from Golden Grams when that was his original concept when he wanted to stream Tyler's Friend.
And he invented the idea.
He invented the wheel.
It's really crazy that it took that long for them to show up.
No, but I hope him and his wife are doing good with their baby and wherever they're at. I mean, I know where they're at. I'm not going to dox their state.
Right.
But like he was like, I'll just spin a wheel.
I love when you do this.
Because they can't see it.
Because it just sort of becomes into the hype. Just sort of.
I'm referencing the hype.
Right.
Oh, stop.
Oh,
don't touch the top of my
Turn
hand.
that camera off.
Smells like it.
That hurt a bit down on my ring.
Because like the Odie fan of the day is such a fun thing.
Right.
And it's so silly. And the marbles, which is just like, God forbid I remember to VIP people anymore. I've been real bad about it. I got to get back on it. And doodling. I'm like, okay, we hit a point with the rules where it's like, you get to make up a rule for the stream that I have to abide to. As long as I approve it, it's, feasible.
Right.
And
PP out the whole time.
We got to a point where like, no one could really think of anything. And it's like, well, you can always redo rules. I was like, you could do just try, like run it by me. It can be weird. Idea. Hot dog idea. And I then was like, someone had mentioned like, what if it was on like a wheel? And I went, so I found a wheel. And I'm like, there's a new thread on the Discord or a new, little channel.
Yep. Just
put your ideas in. And for the most part, I'll put them on.
Right.
And then it's just this ever growing wheel. And then I play my Kevin MacLeod royalty-free game show music. And we get all excited. And it's like, you got to say, spin that wheel. And then it makes it's so much more fun.
Yeah.
Hence my apology video.
Yeah.
Which is like 10 minutes and you shouldn't watch it. Like that's too long. And I will not post it to YouTube because I don't need to have that on YouTube. Of me.
Yeah, it shouldn't be
apologizing. It is fire though. Yeah. It is a good one.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So it's not easy being an actor.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything.
So
else.
now what?
I don't know. It was like a weird, not a weird conversation, just like very like focused that flowed from one thing to the next without being like,
so what's the deal with
food? I don't know. It's mid.
I don't fly much.
Yeah, like the pretzels are nice.
They're like, here, you want these like Cracker Jacks? And I'm like, I don't care for that.
I understand why they won't give you the can, but like, because you could use it as a weapon or something.
Right.
But like, I hate nothing more than when they give me Southwest gives me my small plastic cup of Dr. Pepper with too much ice.
Oh, okay.
To be blunt, it's too much ice.
Okay.
And then you like you take your 7 sips that you get out of it.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
And now you just have ice.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, are you going to eat the ice?
Yeah.
Or are you going to let it sit and start to melt and then just
have a lovely little water.
The nastiest water.
The Dr. Pepper hot dog water.
Mm-hmm. It's the worst.
Yeah.
Boil it. Oh, maybe.
Hot Dr. Pepper?
Hot Dr. Pepper water.
That's the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, to hot dog. If you put hot dog water in a perfume bottle.
Yeah.
That'd be good. People like it.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hot dog bought the hot dog candy canes.
Okay.
And she tried them and she said they were fine.
Do you ever think, oh my God, hot dog story. I've already talked about it. Hot dog story about the sweaty.
I love hot dog. They're my favorite.
That story about the sweaty guy.
They're one of my favorites.
With the rag.
Mm-hmm.
And then, which that part was like, oh, like solidarity. I see you, sweaty man. I am the sweaty man in the mirror. I get it. Although I would never bring a
Leaving
rag.
Streaks.
I'd never bring a rag to a date. But like, I see him and I understand him, and there's that part. The behavior of it was a cash only restaurant in which he refused to pay for hot dog because hot dog was unaware that it was cash only, but then they proceeded to still have the date with hot dog sitting there watching him eat while wiping sweat from his brow. And then hot dog still chose to go home with this gentleman. And the sweat rag continued.
Mm-hmm. Nothing like
the way I lost it, having been told that story. But anyway.
I will say, it is not necessarily a turnoff if you're mid-coitus.
Right.
To wipe some sweat.
Well, yeah. why not?
But you do it
and
with
then you put it in their mouth.
No. You just you grab like your shirt.
Are we not supposed to?
You grab your shirt that was nearby, right?
Right.
That you had already taken off.
Yeah.
And you're just like, fuck,
Right.
like,
And then you wring it out
and you get
into their
back in.
mouth.
Yeah. Right on the.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot dogs. Do you ever think about
But
that?
if you pulled out a rag, it would be nasty. Like pull out your hanky.
Right. I think it's made worse by the idea of like
If you still
it's
use a
at
hanky, you
dinner.
slept with your mother until you were 18.
Work. Do you ever think about this was where I was actually going with this. You know how like when you go to like a hot dog stand or something of the sort, perhaps a hot dog truck outside of a Home Depot. Ooh, I love a hot dog truck outside of a Home Depot. Ooh, I love a hot dog truck.
Or just
outside
the
of a Home
energy
Depot.
of getting a hot dog at Costco.
Right.
But not the same because it's different.
But when you like go to like that hot dog stand, you're like, ooh, this smells like a hot dog stand. It doesn't smell like hot dogs. It smells like relish. And I'm like, ooh, I love like this is a sense memory of like, I can't wait for a hot dog. But then you better believe I'm not getting relish on that fucking hot dog.
I relish the amount of relish that isn't on my hot dog.
I like to smell relish while ordering a hot dog, but then we're not putting relish on that fucking hot dog, bitch.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Why should you?
I won't.
Don't.
I simply won't. Don't come for me, relish people. More relish for you.
Yeah.
People get so mad about like
Condiments.
about food stuff, and they're like, "How can you not like that?" And I'm like, "I literally don't have a choice. My taste buds are what they are."
Oh, okay. See, in that case, I do relate and understand.
I'm like, get over it. Like, and people are like, "Why don't you like the taste of this?" I'm like, "Why don't you ask my genetics? I don't fucking know.
I don't know, bro. I just didn't like it.
It's more for you."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also, saying that I don't like the taste of something is not an insult to that thing. It's just saying I don't like the taste of it. If I say like,
If you ask me for my opinion on this thing,
that's different. That's an insult.
You're
I
right.
mean, it might also be true, but that could be taken insulting. If someone
Yeah.
prepared a dish and gave it to me and I was like, this was not made well and I don't like it, that's different. If it's just I don't like the taste of this.
but you
That's
go like,
not a
I'll be like,
statement
and they're
about
like,
what
well, what
you
don't
think.
you like? You could do your best to describe the taste that you don't like, so they
Could
might
break it down.
realize, oh, you didn't like that I used this.
I could be like, hey, I'm one of those people where like I did not get a say in the matter, but cilantro tastes like soap. And you put cilantro in this, so it tastes like soap to me. Sorry.
So I'm not gonna eat
So
it.
I'm not gonna
I
like
should have
it.
told you that I like my cilantro thing.
Right.
You know, which like you could eat, like that's even being generous, but also just
Also,
no.
there is sometimes literally just like, I just don't like the taste of that.
Yeah. I just
Done.
I don't really
Dusted.
like it's
I
mid.
didn't get a say in that, but people love to get mad about it. And I get it. Like some of it's like memeing and like having a good time and everything. How
Well,
could
there's
you
a
not like
difference.
that? Like, but there is. I'm just very
It's
much
also
of
just
that thing of
annoying.
It's like it's more for you. Get out. Yeah.
Or
the
it's
same thing of-
like I think it's that like, but I think that this thing is so good. I want to
And I
share
like
it with
you,
you, and
and
I
so
like you,
I
so I
want-
want you to like it because like I like it, and that means that we can like it, and it could be awesome.
Yeah.
Which is like, we don't generally, I think like that, but that is the thought process,
Right.
In a weird way, like we not like subconsciously. It's like, well, this would be good, and if they don't like it, that means they don't like my recommendations,
Right.
which is like. It's kind of, I mean,
I get where it's coming from, but it's like it's not personal. It's food.
I mean, it's the
It's
same
my
thing with
taste buds. I
like
didn't get a
games
choice.
or anything like
Yeah.
anything I recommend to you. I'm like, here's a recommendation. Do whatever you want with it. Like, I think you'd like it based on what I know about you, but also you could not like it. There's a lot of games where I'm like, this game's fucking great, but the hardest enemy is the controller, and I don't want to play it.
Yeah.
So that's on God.
And that's on period. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So So
I'm out of steam. I mean, honestly, we went a bit. We ran this bitch for an hour 10 freestyle.
Who run the world?
Girls, us.
We run this world.
Sorry, ladies. Looks like you hit your ceiling. We're out of here.
Do you like looking at your reflection in the glass?
I mean, women do.
Oh my God.
It's okay. It's okay.
Am I right?
I came out
You've
of a woman.
apologized.
Oh yeah, I have
You've
apologized.
apologized. Okay, yeah. So,
Question time.
Question time.
That's why I love.
Question
quit,
time.
I gotta come up with a jingle thing that we can just play, because the amount of time that we spent cumulatively trying to remember the jingle that we decided to switch to.
You decided to switch.
Correct.
To.
But you didn't stop me.
That's on me. And that's on
I take full responsibility for my actions, but recognize that I was not the only player in the game.
Oh. Okay, yeah. So we're going to try something new. I boot scooted the questions up to the middle. It might be bad. We'll find out.
You were very jazzed about it. I'm here for it. Ooh. Okay.
Oh, let me boot scoot this.
I was about to say. Oh, is that gonna fuck with your thing up? No.
Fuck with the what up?
How did you? Okay. Whatever you did works. Oh, is it like just capturing? Oh, you did the window capture, not screen capture.
Yeah.
And just captured that part. That's smart. Okay. Yggdrasil asked.
Scoot slightly out so that way we're
Are there questions for which an answer does not exist? Big ups for Josh. Big ups.
There are questions we don't have answers for. I don't know what the answer doesn't exist, but we don't have access to it.
I think that is the case.
In which case, you could make the point that it's like, well, then it doesn't exist for us, so it may as well not exist.
Yeah, which is fair, because I'm like, there's things that are
reference.
just like out of your realm of understanding, like
Magnets.
yeah.
How do they work? It's dogs.
Okay, it sounded like children.
The neighbor has now gotten more dogs, and they don't seem to get along. Oh, that's also kids. That was a child.
I heard a child.
That was a child.
It's like a danger
That was a
sentence.
child with
My
a
screen
dog.
flashes,
How hateful.
and I'm like, child, get out of the way. I need to run.
A child.
I hate children.
Okay.
Man, not really. I mean, it depends. It's
Yeah.
I like
What?
continuing question time.
Yeah. Next.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
Dean Bakugo. Eric, in the last, I figure since they're asking you, I'll
Right.
ask
Perhaps you should ask the
you.
question.
Eric, instead of switching, it can be more dynamic.
Right.
Question time. Eric, in the last few podcast episodes, I'm assuming, I heard your favorite character is Milo. Why is he your favorite? Also, if you could be any character from your universe, and it can't be Milo or Sweetheart, who would it be? Was that your backup, Sweetheart?
I love the idea that I've been asked, like, in the past, like, if you could be a character, who would you be? And I'm like, oh, it might be Milo. And people are like, if you could be like a listener, who'd you be? I'm like, Sweetheart. I love the idea of being like, I don't care for those answers, so you can't answer that. Who else would you be?
I mean, you know what, though? Like, props to Dean.
Go
Bakugo.
for it, Dean. You know
Baku,
what?
go for it.
Ask for what you want.
Because that's a good answer. Because that makes sense. Because otherwise, those were your.
You
I'm
didn't like
assuming
my
your
first
pocket
two
answers.
answers, so you want answer number 3, and I can respect that.
In a world where Milo and Sweetheart are gone,
Right.
who would you be?
Crying.
Well, of course.
Sobbing
I'm
on the
Sam.
floor. Ha, I'm Sam. No, Sam has a very dark backstory that I don't need to be a part of all that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why?
Xavier.
I don't.
Yeah, and you know what? For all of you, I know shit. I mean, he didn't last long.
No.
He was made. He was introduced to be removed.
Not actually true.
Oh.
He was introduced just to be introduced, but then I very quickly was like, oh, and he could be removed.
He's the appendix of the series.
There was a world where biologically I thought maybe this will function for me, and then I said, actually, no, I'm going to remove
Unnecessary.
this. Why is my favorite character Milo? Because like he's pretty cool and like he's funny and he's like hot and like yeah.
Closest thing to a self-insert, if I'm just going to be blunt, or no?
No.
No? Okay.
No, I don't think I'm that much like Milo. I like to do that voice. But like
You said Milo's the one that's like closest to your normal voice?
no, because Milo's the voice where Milo is like the what are you talking about? Like I'm
Yeah.
Milo.
Oh yeah.
Like,
you say no more. I understand. That's the one. That's the one I'll be.
He's my voice.
It's the fun one.
Yeah, he's my meme voice.
You should pray for one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like he's a good time gal, like that's just like it's just fun. If I could be anyone and it can't be Milo or Sweetheart. make me a demon, I guess, because they have a lot of powers. But one that like doesn't have a lot of trauma.
Pocket Kalen.
No. Doesn't exist.
Rest in peace.
Doesn't exist. Never existed.
Yeah, only in the Imperium, and he's just
Oh my
dead.
god. That is not canon.
Crush him.
Crux.
Crux, okay.
Because like not much bad has happened in his life, and so he's just got a lot of power, and that's a great time, and that's cool.
Based. Okay. Cool.
Okay, yeah. Is this a Quimchin? Not a Quimchin.
You guys have legit killed me. Although I do just want to read. I'm still okay.
Read it on your own time.
Okay, keep going. You're right.
You got access to the
You're right.
comments.
You're right.
We're here for question time.
Okay.
Callisto asked.
Quenchant Impact.
Quenchant Impact. You've just quit your jobs to fulfill your lifelong dream of being a busker.
Troubadour.
That word. Them's fighting words. Not in my house, but in
Brandon's house.
In Brandon's house. Them's fighting words.
Trying to tell me the troubadour was not a real word. No, busker wasn't a real word.
Busker was the one that and then she was like, what the fuck is a busker? And you were like, a troubadour. And she was like, what the fuck is a troubadour?
I said that with my whole chest.
You really did. You pulled that out of nowhere. I was like, troubadour.
Everyone's just like, damn, sometimes Odie impresses.
5:30. Unfortunately, you don't play any musical instruments, so you have to get creative. What type of unusual street performance would you do, or what type can you see the other doing? Think street magic, sword swallowing, caricature drawing, etc. The sidewalk is your oyster. Sidewalk performance. Unusual street performance.
I would be holding up a sign saying, $5, or like something where like a flat fee,
Right.
and you could record me saying something you want me to say.
Right, like a live cameo situation.
A live
of
cameo,
a non-famous
yeah.
person.
Of a not like I'm just a
You're
dude.
just a guy. You could make money with that.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel
People
like
love an everyman. And then you develop like an internet like cult following of people being like, who is this guy?
does anyone know?
He's in so many. He's in the weirdest videos. He says the weirdest shit, but he doesn't have an account. Who
Like
is
where
this
they're all
guy?
just posted like he's just a street performer.
They're
Dude.
coming from these other people's things.
And then like when people like suddenly are coming because you have notoriety, that's where you have like a go bag, and you like if they're like, oh hey, are you? And then you just pack up and flee because it'd be way funnier.
Right. Mine would probably be like I'd make hot dogs, but not sell them. I would just eat them, but like one at a time. Like it's not like a competition. Like it's not like a watch how fast I can eat this. It's just I'm gonna
A little hand crank generator to power your hot dog
it's
wheel.
like I'm just gonna make a hot dog and eat it. And if you want to tip me, sickening. If not, I still get a hot dog. No, you may not have one. These are mine.
You don't look and talk to people.
Right. I'm preparing my hot dogs.
Earbuds in.
But there is a chip jar. But like, don't engage.
And like you finish the hot dog and then you go, and then you put another one on.
And I start cranking the next one. Yeah.
cranking your hot.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Absolutely.
And there's a bucket of relish, but I don't put any of it on the hot dog.
It's just for the smell.
Just for the smell. Just a whisper sniff.
A whisper of relish. That's funny.
An inkling.
What even is a whisper of relish?
Oh, let me show you. Turn that camera off.
Okay. Glitter asks, question. Okay, so since my poor little ADHD brain fully short-circuited from how you answered that was a good one.
That was a good bit.
I'm glad that we both went with it. It was very fun.
Lean in.
My brain fully short-circuited from how you answered my last question. What are y'all going to say at my funeral? JK, long handy.
Interuterine, laparoscopic,
Yearning.
yummy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rip.
Oh, is that the question?
No,
What are we gonna
but
say
for
at your
real,
funeral?
Quimpkin.
Oh, this person's
Quimpin.
dead.
Yeah. Yo,
This bitch.
yo,
dead.
they fucking dead. do they look like?
Do I look?
But for real, Quimpkin, if you could pick one cryptid to be real, which one and why? Are you planning to join forces with them?
Can I be honest and vulnerable? I'm not a cryptid girly. Like, that's not like my vibe. Like, I know the internet loves cryptids, They're very like, ooh, like Mississippi Mothman and like Sasquatch.
Same Squanch.
Same Squanch. And the Yeti. And those Loch Ness Monster.
Loch Ness, I feel like
that's the one I fuck with the closest.
I like
that's like dinosaur.
I do have my pocket one though. Well, there's two. There's one that I wish weren't real.
Okay.
And one that I do wish was real.
Right.
And then there's also Nessie. Nessie is its own tier.
Yeah.
Because like God bless.
I mean,
God bless this Ness.
If I have to pick one, I'm gonna go Loch Ness Monster because like plesiosaurus adjacent and like how fun.
It's possible.
It's not.
It could be.
It's not.
It should be.
It'd be nice.
I would love for the chupacabra.
Okay, work.
Because chupacabra is just so fun to say.
It's a great time to say it.
And it's made of chupa chups.
Oh.
It's the chupacabra.
That's its evolution form that they finally added in Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, it has to be holding a chupa
chup.
That's just Scoville, but yeah, or Scovillain.
I was doing a play on Dun Dun Spars.
Oh, Dun Spars.
Dun Spars.
The ones that I wish weren't real, I don't want to say their names. I don't want to say its name because I fear them. Okay. They're just little. They are things that may walk.
Oh, with flesh.
That they are fleshy walking entities.
You don't want to invite them into the space.
No. I don't.
Right.
Like that's one thing where I'm like,
run as fast as a car.
I'm a little stitious. Stop it. We're done. We're done. Move on.
Right. Yeah.
No, because you're gonna bring it up again.
I won't. I would never.
I see it. I see it in your fucking smile.
Never do such a thing.
I can see it in your eyes.
How could you think such a thing of me, Jimmy Rose?
Because you do it.
Question time. Questions for question time. One. There's only one question.
Moon.
If your body could adapt as needed to your environment, what would be the most useful change for you? I.e. seeing in the dark, breathing underwater, change body temperature, etc.
Depends on the environment.
Right, but I believe they said to your environment. So perhaps to your current environment.
Breathing underwater would be cool because there's still a couple rocks at the bottom of my pool that like I can't really scoop up. And then I could just get down there, grab everything.
Right.
But it's too cold, so I don't have warmth.
Right. And you only get ones. You can't also change body temperature. For me, change body temperature.
Well, what would be the most useful change? So it's not that you could get all these adaptations like if you're going to go swimming, you then just suddenly have gills.
Right.
Like, but you wouldn't always have gills. It's just that your body adapts based on that.
Yeah.
So like, which one, that would be the best power is just adaptation. That'd be sick as fuck.
Right.
Or a good power. Yeah. From like useful in my daily.
For me, it's change body temperature. Like, that'd be lovely to just like manage my own body temperature all the time. Be like, not get hot. Not get cold. I don't often get cold, but like, it'd be nice not to worry about it. Not even have to think about it.
I don't know if I'm fucking up how I'm sleeping, but like when I get up in the morning and I lay back down and I go back to sleep before my big alarm goes off, I'm constantly causing my like arms or hands to fall asleep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how come this doesn't happen when I'm sleeping?
Right.
Which I think it
does happen to me when I'm asleep.
Yeah, I think it does, but you're just asleep, so you don't.
I woke up the other night having laid on my arm, and it was like dead for like, I'm not joking, 20 minutes. To the point where it was like, do I need to go to a doctor? I was like
almost
scared
concerned.
I like pinched something because I was like, it's not coming back. I'm like,
it's all you can think about.
I'm like Googling and everything, and it's like, just shake it. I'm like, nothing's fixing. Also, changing body temperature would be fun because like, don't think about it just in terms of like normalizing your temperature. If it's like, oh, it's like hot out, so like I'm just gonna cool myself down a little bit. Go big. Cool yourself down to like where you're freezing. So you're walking around in like leather jacket, having a great time in the heat, and everyone's like, how are you surviving this? And you're just like, I'm built different.
You just don't want to sweat.
I don't mind sweating, but I want
you don't want to excessively sweat.
I want to choose when I sweat.
It's about choice.
I want to performatively sweat.
You want sweat choice.
When I'm working out in front of another person and I want to look like I'm pushing it, like I want to make myself sweat.
Okay, yeah.
When you're out in the sun and like it's like pool time and you're all ready and like you just want like that like sweaty glisten.
Yeah, no.
You've been in sun. Crank up your internal body temperature a little bit.
There's something to be said about the type of nap after swimming when it's sunny out, and you like your skin just feels tighter. it's kind of like when you get high and your eyes get squinty. It's
Okay.
that similar kind of just like where you're just like,
There's
but
a
you're like-
physicality.
I'm sun kissed.
Yeah.
Is how my brain like operates.
I'm not a big like sleeping in the sun kind of person because you know like risking,
I don't want to burn. Yeah.
risking sunburn, but like those moments when you do get like when you know you have like you know you fully you know sunscreen, so you like you know you're safe, and you just take a little like 15-minute like siesta in the sun or right next to a pool.
Like a lizard on a rock.
It feels transcendent, and then you wake up and like you can't see because like the sun's been like on your eyes even though your eyes are closed, and so then you have that weird moment of like, where am I?
Well, that's
Time
why
is
you
not
should have put
real.
up like a towel or something.
True. And like
Although you got to
shouldn't-
be careful because then your body doesn't know to protect.
like it's risky, so like I don't do that, but like the few times when you dabble, like if you like accidentally take a little nappy, like, and as long as it doesn't end in a sunburn, ooh,
It's good soup.
it hits something different.
I did that with Zuki once in my old apartment. There was like a certain time of day, especially in the summer when it's so hot, or like there was that good sunbeam, and like
Yes.
I was like, and it would like hit the couch just right, and I'm like,
It's nap time.
we're gonna take a little nap, and like it is a heavenly nap,
Yes.
and I'm like, I get why cats want to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, otherwise seeing in the dark would be nice.
Just have more riboflavin.
Yeah, really?
No.
No.
Yes.
Eat more carrots.
Riboflavin improves your night vision, but not in like a noticeable way.
Yeah, not in any way that's cool.
Yeah.
Ash asked Quentin time, if you, for some reason, were told you'd lose all senses except one, which would you prefer to keep?
Sight.
Balance.
Oh, we're going like into like multi-senses.
Oh, okay. No. So we're just talking
I'm
like
going with like the
core.
classic 5.
the big 5.
Yeah. I want sight,
Because it's what? Sight, sound,
touch,
touch,
smell,
smell,
taste.
taste. Yeah, I could forego taste.
Yeah.
I feel like there's actually more benefits to losing taste.
Losing taste.
It seems
I'll eat
like the
healthy all
le-
the time because why not?
It's the least worst thing to lose.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Touch would be like
I've never
disorienting.
lost my sense of taste, so like, or smell or anything like that.
Really?
Mhm.
Never? I lose
don't
it
think
every
so.
time I have a cold.
You lose your sense of smell?
And taste, yeah.
Oh. Oh, I guess that counts. Yeah. I didn't really think about it like that. Like, it's never been too bad for me ever. It's always very mild.
Oh, no, I mean like it'll like go and I like have nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like weird, but like then it's like, well, I guess I'll just like eat celery because why not?
No.
Because I can't taste it. Except then I also still eat the sour.
Yeah, but you also know what it tastes like. So, like, your brain goes, don't worry, I'll autofill. And you're like,
Honestly, what would be like the real problem
actually,
with
celery has no taste. Or-
that is patently false.
Sorry, I just pulled the mushroom argument. My bad.
The no sense of touch would be both very disorienting and also very dangerous because like without your sense of touch, like you can really hurt yourself because like you won't know.
Yeah.
You'll just walk into something and not realize it, and you could have broken a bone.
You could just walk straight into glass.
Boom,
Like, the wrong way.
boom.
Sliced right in half.
Yeah. Also, without a sense of touch, I wonder if you could like really like feasibly and reliably like walk. Because like so much of like your ability to do that is like reactive to like all of that. So I think it would like I think it would definitely be a huge adjustment. But yeah,
That'd go into, like, balance.
yeah,
too.
but still sight. I think.
If I only, because you have to keep one.
Right.
I was like, well, hearing. I'm like, no, because you could still lower your hearing. I was like, if I had to lose one, I'd probably want to lose my hearing
I'd lose taste.
or taste. Well, but honey.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess sight. I'd want to be able to still see things, but then like to not be able to do anything with it.
Hello.
Someone ringing the doorbell?
Someone's ringing the doorbell.
Is it a little man?
I'm investigating. Okay, we're good.
Who was that rapping at my
Who's
door?
trip trapping on my bridge? Just dropping off a package.
But yeah, I think that's what I do. I agree. Okay.
Okay, yay.
Mystic asked, had to go to an audiologist, Oxenfree, and was recommended listening to my favorite podcast. So I'm rewatching Hewll podcast videos.
That's us.
Do y'all have a favorite podcast / YouTube channel / streamer that you watch?
Summoning Salt.
Summoning Salt's based. Summoning Salt is. I will once he put out the Summoning Salt soundtrack, I will sometimes just listen to Home because it just hits so good.
Yeah,
it's great sleep aid.
It's good.
Content are bangers.
Yeah,
it's a great time. In that same in a like deep dive kind of vein, like Frederick Knudsen, I really like. Streamer wise, I don't really watch like active watch a lot of streamers anymore. Like I'll like lurk or I'll like hang out in a stream, but now it's more like I guess maybe networking too a bit because it's just people like I'm like, yeah, like I've rated you before, you guys come in and hang out.
Yeah, I don't really watch any streamers. I don't listen to many podcasts anymore either. Yeah. There is one that I've been listening to. Lee Newton has with her husband Andrew Delman. That's called Favorite Cheese, and it's funny. It's a good time. So I watched that one. That one's pretty new though.
Yeah, like I don't even. I'm out of the podcast game in that sense. Like I haven't. I mean, like more like narrative storytelling ones. Like anything like Night Vale does is good. Like Bright Sessions, I really liked. This is a really big throwback, but I got fucked up on the like Finding Richard Simmons podcast that came out. That was cool. But yeah, otherwise I don't know. Like it's weird. I feel like you go through phases of stuff where I'm like, I had a podcast phase. Like I had a really big Twitch phase where I was like, I just watch streamers all the time. Man versus Game and Witwix and Fi-Fi.
Yeah, I've had a lot of like I've definitely had podcast phases in the past, and then like without fail there always is like after watching it for a while something just like some like switch just flips in me, and then like it becomes like a chore, and like I see it like come up and I'm like I don't even want to get into it.
You missed one episode and then now you're like 2 behind,
and I'm like I just don't even want it anymore.
I'm like it just feels
which
like
is not in any way a representation of like the quality of that podcast or whatever, but it's just like my brain was just kind of like, no, we're done with that one. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I have 10 episodes left, I think, of campaign 1 for Critical Role that like I just have never finished because like I listened to 106 episodes or whatever it was first. Like I did that straight, and I'm like, this is too much.
Yeah,
it's too long. It just doesn't hit the same.
Hey, it's Mikey.
Hi.
Asks, do you have any dream that was so vivid that you still remember to this day, or any recurring dreams that show up every now and then?
I do have a vivid dream. I think I've talked about it before.
Yeah, the one that like
was forever. The one where I like lived 6 years. Yeah.
Yeah. I either don't remember anything or they tend to be pretty vivid, nothing in between. So I remember a lot of them, but none of them that are like really, really noteworthy. You know, so it's kind of just like, yeah, I mean, like I have memories of them, but like none that really like stuck with me in like an emotional way.
They're all just like weird. Like I remember scenes from dreams.
Yeah, like they're weird, like standouts, but not in like an interesting or compelling way or any sort of like thing like that.
The one with the liquid orb that like created death, or not death. It causes things to cease to exist. The void. That was a cool one.
Recurring dreams. For a very long time, I had recurring dreams about teeth falling out. And then I finally like went to the dentist and got my teeth problems fixed, and now I don't have them as much, but I used to have them all the time. And also I have a recurring dream that is infuriating. That it is like my final year of college. I'm about to graduate, and I realize that I'm missing a math credit. And I'm like, that's not possible. Like, I know I've planned out the schedule, like, you know.
The spreadsheet.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I have this figured out. There's no way I missed this. And everyone's just like, well, you did, so you're just not going to graduate. Which, like, is in no way the end of the world, but feels like it because it's in the dream and everything. Yeah. And it's like, what do you mean? Like, that one, like, mistake is going to, like, fuck this whole thing up? That comes up a lot, which is annoying. So I'm like, I've been out of college for 8 years now coming up.
I had recurring dreams about being in like college or high school or something, like school, where there was just a class that I straight up just didn't go to, which like I also did in real life, but like like the realization that like, fuck man, I need to go to that class. And I'm like, fuck, I just like completely forgot that I was so like, there was a whole class, like a whole English class that I just never went to.
Yeah.
And like, you go and they're like, who are you? It's like, well, I'm in this class. They're like, no, you got dropped or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
But I would have that dream like all the time. And
Yeah.
like, not when like life was stressful. This was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, why? But for 6 months, I'm just haunted by this like phantom class. This makes no sense. Yeah. Or like any dreams that get like a little sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Like never, like it's always like as soon as I can become aware that like, oh, the stream might be sexy, it like, don't worry, we'll make sure that it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I never have sexy dreams. It's the same. The very few that I have had, it immediately ends before anything can happen. Like,
I think I've had sex in 2 dreams.
I have not. It's the fastest
Maybe 3.
switch of like, as soon as I'm like, oh, this is getting sexy, I literally have that moment of like, oh, then this is a dream. And then I wake up and it completely pulls me out of it. It's like, there's like that second of lucidity. And like, if I was a better person, I could then be like, cool, then I can make this what I want. But instead I go, oh, this isn't real, wake up. And then it's like, boom, I'm like, fuck.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do either of you have a favorite animal? If so, what would it be?
Historically, my favorite animal was a rhino. Love rhinos. Love them dearly. But also, I love whales. Big whales.
I'm a classic boy, but I like,
Big, juicy whales.
wolves and sharks.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a rhino and whale kind of guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Holly B has
Holly B.
question time.
Question time.
If you could tour any factory to
Any
see how
factory.
something is made, what would it be and why?
Pussy.
The pussy factory.
How is pussy made?
How y'all out here making pussy? You eat pussy like this?
Damn. Where'd you get your pussy made from?
Oh.
What model is that? What vintage?
Oh, it was a good year, you know.
93?
I want to watch that. I want to go to a Twizzler factory, but not where they're making normal Twizzlers, where they're making the ones that I don't like the taste of as much, the Twizzler twists, where it's like all the little ones, like all the little ribbons that they wrap together.
Oh,
just
okay.
because I think it would, I know how that's made, but I think it would be really satisfying to watch like the machine just like make the twist.
I gotta send you the aluminum can video. That one's a banger of this, what feels like very, very intelligent, passionate guy talking about the aluminum cans and like why we don't use cubes or balls, like why we use the way we do and how that whole process works. But he's got all of his cans set up like on like TV dinner tables, like TV trays around him. And so my headcanon is like, this is a divorced dad who like his wife just took the kid like for her custody and it's not good. And he goes, well, I got to record a video. And he's like, I'm gonna talk about my aluminum cans.
Yeah.
And it's a banger. It's one of those where like, this person clearly like is so passionate about what they're talking about that like you're just engrossed immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Or rope.
A rope. You just like the twisty.
I think it would just be satisfying to watch because like I don't really have many questions about like how is that made, like that doesn't like linger with me. I used to watch how it's made as a kid a lot, but like those things don't like stick with me. So for me, I'm just thinking about like what would be cool to watch. Because, like, I'm not trying to, like, learn. I'm just looking to, like, be satisfied at watching it happen.
Kind of like if you see, like assembly lines or, like, not even that, but, like the airport, like, luggage system or, like, any warehouse, like, automated warehouse stuff.
Automation.
All that stuff's really cool.
Watch.
Yeah, I don't know. If anything, maybe I'm going to go to the Twix because I want to pick which tower I'm in.
Are you going to go left Twix or right Twix? Which one?
I'm a left Twix because I eat left to right.
Okay. I don't really eat Twix.
I guess like if I had to really think about it, I typically will. I don't know. I just swap.
The only time I ever eat Twix is when they're like the
Singles.
the mini ones that come in.
I don't want to.
So there is no left
I don't
or
want
right.
two.
There's just like Twix, man.
Cookie. If you could create a challenge for contestants on RuPaul's Drag Race, what would you have the queens do? I have a comment about this. And what would you make them lip sync to if they lost the challenge? No, it's just that like for questions, and I guess this is like not really like a complaint, but more of just like to get more value out of each question, is like sometimes we've been asked like, you know, like there was a few weeks ago that we had like, what's your dream all-star cast, or, you know, your dream drag like, and it's like,
Right.
there's so.
Well, this one is much smaller than that.
No. This is a good example of like something more specific. That's like it's one aspect that like we could sit here and like actually give a legitimate answer to, and it feels satisfying to hear the answer, versus the like when they're big, which like they're not bad questions. It's just like, fuck, man, I don't know.
12 queens? I don't know.
No, I'm not. I don't know 12 queens.
Yeah,
it's not true. I probably do.
Like the real answer, I guess, for like if I could create a challenge that I think would like actually like be a good challenge. Like at this point, like so much of their, you know, like the career that comes after Drag Race would like hinge on, you know, like being able to like have an online presence and like make, you know, like content like that. And they've never really had a challenge where it's literally like, I mean, like on All-Star 7, they had one where it was like, you know, like make up like a TikTok dance or something, but like one where like you basically have to like pitch a short form like YouTube internet kind of show, which is funny that they've never done that, because like they take so many of the queens and after the show like have them make their own show, like for Wow Presents Plus and everything. So it's like it's something that like the system
like,
is already
quite literally
set to like,
if you just made it a challenge, like you would.
If it works, then make that
then
the
you
show.
you like basically get a free screening.
Right. Like there's so many of like those shows that they like make. So it's crazy to me that they haven't made that a challenge, because they've finally started to do the ones where it's like host.
Rue doesn't know how to use social media.
Well, Rue doesn't come up with any of the challenges. It's all the production staff. So it's like
in their Christian Western, what is it? What is the underwear?
Christian Anderson, I think.
Is it Christian Anderson underwear?
They haven't worn it since like season 5. So like you say that one a lot, and I'm like, I don't even know what you mean.
It's like they say every time that any of the help come out, they're like in their, you know, Christian Anderson underwear, like
in like season 5.
That was the one I watched.
I know.
I mean, I've watched a few more seasons than that, but like that was the big one. Season 7 was based.
Yeah. I mean, I would have him do that because that seems like actually helpful.
I'm open to alliances.
Oh, Jesus.
Dorji was base. Tempest du jour?
Yes.
It's like a Phoenix Queen.
Yeah, queen for the people.
We're those people. Make them lip sync too if they lost the challenge.
Something in Your Mouth by Nickelback. I need two like stunt queens to get up there and perform, because no one would ever pick that for like a drag song, but like two drag queens really feeling it, fucking that song up, like that would be so amazing, and it would be so stupid because like who would pick, first of all, a Nickelback song, and second of all, that Nickelback song? But it would be great. Something in Your Mouth. Get it for season 16.
Something in your mouth. Yeah. I would need more time to think of like some good bangers, but for a challenge, I don't know, like they should do more, like they should do an assisted costuming challenge.
Okay.
Because they, from what I recall, they hardly ever do like you have to legitimately like sew your own dress and everything.
They do that.
They do that a lot.
Yeah.
Where you have to like do everything from scratch 100%.
Yeah.
And then there was that one girl who just like laid on the ground and like drew. Because like they never really do those. Like I guess like I want justice for Aja, because like Aja got fucked in All Stars 3, right? All Stars 3.
Yeah.
With like your references aren't good, even though like it was fine.
The references were perfect.
And also like she's 19, like bitch, like that's like no. How she's not gonna know something from fucking 50 years ago, Rue? I know you're a turtle.
She was like 24.
Still,
but also she did know the reference, and she knew the reference better.
In my opinion, you're right, because I didn't think there was anything wrong with her outfit. It was like,
well, and then the internet came to her defense and literally like was like spamming pictures like at RuPaul and the Drag Race accounts of like, oh, this wasn't at Studio 54, bitch. Like,
and
look,
it's like
at this
actual
is basically
pictures
her,
of
Studio Aja 54. Teleporting back in time at Studio.
Like,
54.
can you pick out Aja? Exactly.
Bitch. Yeah.
because they got Nintendo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what song. Squid Chicken Ground.
Oh my god, no.
Mm-hmm. Rachel, maybe. Do you have any game, Quinchen, do you have any game recommendations for when you've just got goofy goblin gamer brain and you don't want to invest in a story, you just want to go?
Fall Guys? That's a good just like pick it up
Fall
and
Guys,
fuck around
any like
for a little
party
bit.
game, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's also like it's not like it's not that it's not skill based, but it feels like very quickly attainable skills, I guess. And if you like lose, like it's just like it's over pretty fast and you get back in it. It's like that's cool. Whereas like I love like Mario Kart and everything, but like the barrier to entry is a little higher, and like if you like fuck up at the end of a cup, like it's like it makes you mad.
It gets you real mad.
Yeah, whereas Fall Guys, it feels quick. So if you're in like a quick goblin kind of mood, I think that's a pretty good option.
Yeah, it's a safe option. I personally like. There's like an asterisk because like I've played a lot of hours of this game, but like for me, like Hades is one of them. Like I recently bought it on my PlayStation again, or I bought this game I think for the third or fourth time now, and I was playing it on my PlayStation because I'm like, well, I'll get the trophies because I want to play from the beginning again, because I put so much time into that game with it being a roguelike that like it's more of a, well, how quickly could I get a clear? Like my first clear, I did on my PlayStation account, I did it on my 10th try, which was pretty good for me. I'm like, it's pretty solid because like I beat Megara in my first try, I believe. So, and then I died immediately in like the next area. So that's a lot of fun. Like, but I like Hades just because you can, like, especially once you start to know things a bit more, like it's much more like head empty. One more room. Well, let's just see what the next weapon is, and then 6 hours have gone by.
Yeah,
it's a good no thinking.
Yeah,
only stinking. Follow up if you can remember any. Huh? Hey, Stinky. What's one of the coolest / most memorable game mechanics you've ever seen in a video game?
That's a great question.
I know I've got an answer somewhere because like I'm trying to think of what would have been some satisfying mechanics. Throwing a ball in Destiny.
Flood in Super Mario Sunshine.
That's fun.
Because it really changed the way that like you platform and everything. Like that was, I mean, like I know it's like a really old example and like the camera was a nightmare and everything and it's not perfect, but like it's very memorable to me because like it really like changed up the formula of 3D Mario platforming, particularly to have this like assist where like a lot of people I think would think like, oh, it makes things so much easier, and it's like, I guess compared to literally having no movement assistance, it would make it easier if the game was built for not having it. But like the game was built around having it, so there's like challenges and stuff that like rely on really like pinpoint accuracy of it and like, you know, using it in unique ways and everything. And I think it opens up a lot of really cool like problem solving things and like alternate ways of doing something. And I think that like not every Mario game kind of has that option. So like, I don't know why that example came up. Like I've been watching, like I watched some video last night about like some guy just talking about why he loves Sunshine and everything. And like, yeah, it's definitely memorable. I don't know. It's not one of the coolest. It's memorable. Yeah.
Well, when I was first, they were first reading, like when I was reading the question, my brain went to when we got Black Spindle. Cause like, but like, that's like a moment that wasn't like a mechanic.
Yeah.
Like Destiny 2 gunplay for me is one of those where like it hits different.
It just feels good.
It just feels good. But I think in a more like I can only think of recent stuff I've played because my brain tends to keep like a relatively low amount of megabytes available for like, you know, recently stored data, and then, you know, it's tougher. But I have actually really liked how much you can, like how many different ways there are to do things in Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition, where like it's like, fuck, how are we gonna get, like, this door's locked, how the fuck can we get through? And it's like, jump over.
Yeah,
if you can. Sometimes you can't.
Right.
Or like, you know, or it's like, hey, I need you to like, you know, teleport
me or
and then once we got the retreat, it's like, I don't fucking need that.
Yeah,
or you do for Ifan or whatever, but
no, he can move. He's got Phoenix Dive, and now he also has Tactical Retreat. He has more movement options than you and me do.
That's true.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. But yeah, like that, like, because that's really fun where, like, you're rewarded if you have those skills. It's like, well, is there a right or wrong way to do it? And it's like, well, no. I mean, if you got past it, you got past it.
He got teeth, don't he?
Mm-hmm. So other than that, I'm trying to think if there's anything in particular more recently that I've really liked. Like, I can't think of anything in the games that I've played recently.
Double question blocks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's pretty cool because it wasn't in Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U.
You're right. I do really like the legendary being your bike in the newest Pokemon game, as well as being like all of your HMs, which is really cool. I think it's a really interesting way to still let those moves just be moves, because like Surf is really good, in my opinion, and I think Strength is pretty good too, typically. But like, you can just do those things, like it's just built in, and you just, as he gets stronger and whatever, and like frees you up a slot, because nothing sucks worse than it's like I remember my fucking Pokemon like Diamond team, where I'm like, the classics, I got my Torterra, I got my Staravia, Staraptor is what I meant. Staraptor, Luxray, Green Bay, and then and then there's a Babero, right, because he can learn like all the fucking moves. Yeah. So it's just it's a vibe.
Alphas and Arceus.
Oh,
big and juicy.
Oh yeah, we'll just Pokemon like Legends Arceus. Full stop. Just everything in that game was cool.
Yeah. What's up, hot dog?
Hello, hot dog.
Okay, so there were kind of two questions about shoes last episode, and Eric mentioned how they're dirty and touch the ground. Have you ever noticed that it's pretty common in movies for a character, usually a teenager, to sit on their bed in shoes? Disgusting, unforgivable. Anyway, I must know, do you live in a shoes on or shoes off households? Please defend your choices. I mean, I don't think that's that disgusting. It's like, I mean, if you put them like on your pillow, that's gross, but like, if it's on your if it's on your comforter, who cares?
If it's on the comforter too
Unless
much,
they're like literally covered in mud or something.
I wouldn't hang out like for hours with my shoes on, like with the bottom of my shoes on my bed, like full stop, like that. Like I
just don't even think about stuff like that. Like people gave me shit like on the old podcast episodes. And like on streams and stuff, when like I have my shoe up on my couch, I'm like, it's my couch.
Yeah, like I don't care.
Like my shoe's not like muddy.
No.
Like when I said that like shoes are dirty and touch the ground, I mean like that was me saying like, yeah, like, like your shoes are not.
Don't put those on countertops where you eat.
Well, they're also, because you don't eat on a countertop. Like I'm not like preparing food on the countertop. My like thing about them being dirty and like touching the ground, I was like mostly talking about the fact that like the shoe is gonna like not look pristine forever. So like who cares? Like just like that's just what it's gonna be.
Yeah, I got you.
But like I mean like I wouldn't literally like put it like in a bowl and then like
drink from the bowl.
Put cereal in the bowl. Like that's gross. And like if my shoe was like muddy, I'm not gonna put it on like something. But like I don't know. I
do keep shoes off, but I am wearing my slides.
I have become
those offlines.
I have become a shoes on household. Historically, I was always a shoes off. Although I do prefer socks because, like,
yes,
I just like that better. But like, I have lately become a shoes on for two reasons. One, because like, with the health issues, needed all the arch support I could get and everything. Like, just needed that. But outside of that, had scorpion problems for a while, and it's made me a little wary. I like having a shoe.
You like having a weapon at all times,
right? And like it can be like the slides, like a good offline moment. Yeah, it doesn't need to be like lace up shoes, but like having something, with a flat bottom, with a sole, such that I can kill insects. So that's just Arizona living, baby. That's my defense.
Okay, yeah.
Hot dog. Okay, yeah.
Clay asked, do y'all have any tattoo/piercings you want to get? I just got a brand new tattoo, Little Moth Baby. Odie fan saw it first, and I want to hear others' ideas. I mean, I just want to finish my sleeve for now.
I don't really want any tattoos. I've gone back and forth on it over the years. I've had some ideas for them, but like I'm a little too flighty, and like it's just not really something that like I really care about either way. I have definitely thought about getting more piercings. I've thought about getting like the upper is actually like pierced instead of just using like a cuff. But then I'm like, I like that with the cuff I can just pick whenever I want it. Whereas like if they're actually pierced, like if they don't sit right or something, like that's gonna piss me off and everything. So I don't really think I'm gonna get any piercings either.
I mean, unless you just do it and then realize if you don't like it, you just let it close.
Yeah, but then it'll still have the holes forever. Like they close, but like they're there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, because it's up there, like that's like an actual, like it's more like a cartilage kind of a piercing. Kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, like, I just like having the cuff. Like, I like having my like lobes pierced. Because like having like fake ones there is really annoying because they're always trying to like come off or like pinch too much or hurt. But like a cuff is really easy to slip it on. It's like having on like a ring or like a necklace or something. So like that's really easy. If that was like a worse option, then like yeah, I'd probably would just get them pierced. But like as it is, it's like me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I probably won't get any more tattoos or piercings, honestly. But things could change.
I would consider getting.
My fucking house right now.
I would consider getting like another, like I could do like a ear piercing, like something up here maybe, or along like the sides.
We gotta pause.
Okay.
Hold please. Okay, yeah.
Hello. Suddenly new question.
We're back.
We're back. Serotonin asked, Eric often uses the phrase "don't get mad, get even" on his channel. Well, I want to know about a time where you got even. Justice is a glorious thing, even if it's something lighthearted.
There was this one.
I'm not a big payback bitch, sorry.
I'm not either. But there was this time. It's not exactly getting even, but I was on the freeway and I was on the way to work, and this lady was like, she was like riding my ass. And I'm like, there's like traffic. Like, what are you wanting from me? You know, like it's like stop and go and everything. Apparently I wasn't going fast enough when it was time to go of the stop and go. She was like getting like all up in it or whatever. And then like she ended up like gunning it and trying to like cut me off, like get around me and like cut me off or whatever. But like we're on the freeway in rush hour. So then like a truck ended up like in front of her. And so then she had to like stop. And so then we were like stuck next to each other, like staring at each other. And
when you see your coworker,
right? And so like she looks over and like flips me off, and so like I blew her a kiss, and she got so mad. And then it was like go. So then like she like gunned it to like try and like get in front of me again, and the truck in front of her didn't go, and she just drilled the truck in front of her, just like instant karma, just like bam.
Karma had its kiss for her.
And then she literally was just sitting there like, and I started laughing because, you know, how could I not?
Yeah.
Because she was clearly fine. Everyone was fine. It was like a fucking like a panel truck. So like the truck driver was fine.
Was her car okay?
I don't know.
You didn't care.
It was clearly damaged.
Like you're gonna need to make a phone call probably.
Right.
You probably can't just drive this one off.
Yeah. That's one that I was like, ha. But like, yeah, I'm not a like, to be clear, don't get mad, get even in a channel context. That's always in the sexy audios.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was about to say, because I'm like, that's not really your motto in life.
No, the don't get mad, get even is like a, you know, like you were teasing me, so now like let's fuck. It's that. It's a sexy, consensual,
it's playful,
have a good time. Yeah, it's a good time. Don't get mad.
You're gonna get me on this? That's fine. I'll get you.
Yeah,
the slow burn.
It's a good time. Good time kind of fucking.
I mean, the closest thing that I have to it is like off the top of my head, but it's not really like a don't get mad, get even, but like my friend Tim, when I got him to Google, is a similar energy. Like there isn't necessarily a specific thing that was revenge for. It was mostly you believed something so fucking ridiculous that you then Googled it after you then said that information to somebody.
Right.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
A little smoochy.
Okay.
Cryptic bonus question. Close your eyes. Imagine your very existence has been morphed into one of the cars on a train. What do you look like? I'm just another one of those. I got spray paint on me. I'm like a rusty brown, and that's it. That's all I can think about.
My soul wants to be a hopper car, but I'm not. I'm a box car, and that's okay.
I'm guessing the same then. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just your pretty run-of-the-mill box car, and that's okay.
I do have really cool tags on me though, like from people spray painting on it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm like, actually, maybe I'm a reefer, where like, you know, you got the air conditioning unit on it. Like,
Passenger car.
Oh no, far too social. Maybe a baggage car. I'm adjacent to people, but like I'm just doing me in my own business, and I'm in the
Maybe
front of the
those
train.
animals.
Could be circus train.
That way you still get the air AC.
Yeah,
You should.
it could be beef.
Could be.
It could be beef.
It will be beef. Rebecca asked. God, everyone did ask a lot of questions. You weren't
Yeah, we
kidding.
had a lot of questions.
We're gonna. All right. I was asked this rest. Rebecca asked, quick wit. What meat would you like your sheets to be made of if they had to be made of deli meats? Prosciutto. Because I want to sleep in luxury.
That'd be so like oily though.
I mean, no matter what you do meat wise, it's gonna be
turkey, thin sliced turkey.
Mid.
Because like I want it very like just nothing. It's just a nothing.
Yeah.
Because like if I'm gonna eat it, like salami, but like very greasy.
I do not want to sleep in salami. You'll just have acne all over your body.
Exactly. I'm prone to.
You already did so much work.
I got oily skin. Like I'm already putting in the work. So like just like a really
That's a good one though. I like that one.
roast
That was a
turkey.
weird question. That was a good weird one.
Hell yeah.
Who are you? Pocket.
Oh hell yeah. Space antlers.
Space Antlers. If the two of you got an opportunity to go down in a submarine and see her in person about the Titanic, would you do it?
No.
No, I don't. I'm claustrophobic.
I don't like deep sea stuff. That freaks me out. And also like I
fear the ocean more than space because the ocean's here.
I want to remember it in my mind of like the beautiful paintings and stuff that I've seen of it, like the presentational form
Not
of
like
it.
covered in algae and
Not
shit.
this like falling apart. Because like someday people are going to go down there and it's just going to be dust. And
I mean, you also could just watch a video of people like,
and I have,
of the underwater. And it's like, it's cool. Like, yeah, that's where it is. But
it
like,
just makes me sad though.
Yeah.
And people are like, this was a first class chandelier. I'm like, that looks like dookie on the seafloor.
Do you realize that you wasted your own time?
Like that doesn't look
James,
good.
Jimmy Cam.
It looks like bad stuff.
Yeah, it looks cheap.
Yeah.
Staged. The Titanic was staged.
Yeah. I believe that's it.
It is what loving yourself is like.
There could be shellfish down there.
You just don't know.
There's just no way to know.
Did you write that?
I did write that.
As I say, I think I normally sign my name on it if it's clearly me.
That one I was like, we'll float this.
That's fine. That's good.
Oh, I think this is the one, the final one.
The final one.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, yes. To Little Kim's point, if you like the Alien franchise, Alien Theory is a good channel. Yeah. Oh, that's the last one.
You remember?
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Okay. Or you remember the first question?
Yeah.
I know in past streams you mentioned Dungeons and Dragons. Is there a certain class or race you like to play? And are you in any campaigns at the moment? I am in a campaign. It's a weird alternate setting that my DM has used before, and I play a half tiefling endurant, which is like a weird class. The class that I've always wanted to play, I actually paid for it. Like I bought someone's like, they made the sheets on DM's Guild or whatever. Yeah. It's for the pugilist.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And you could be like, you have different, like, what club are you part of? And like the club of piss and vinegar, where it's just about like taunting and like throwing haymakers and shit. Like, I like punching.
Hell yeah.
You would think I'm a Titan at heart and a Titan at brain. I just, monks.
In a classic.
Yeah, in a classic. Yeah, if you were to make it equivalent, monk is good. Or like my Titus character, I made him a rogue, and I, instead of using a dagger, I was like, can we just style it as spiked knuckles? But it is a dagger. Yeah. Like, and he's like, flavor text? Sure, done. Easy. I don't know. I like to play non-human characters because it's fantasy, and I find humans boring. When there's all these other different ones, but with the changes that they've made to 5th edition to where like custom lineage, racial benefits and whatnot, there's, you can kind of just make whatever you want. So it's more of personal flavor. The only thing that I ever do as a DM because I find humans boring, But a big reason why people will play human is to play variant human, because you can start with a feat, which is really big. Is everyone just gets 1 free feat because you're above a regular commoner at level 1. Because even at level 1, you're better than a commoner. So there's something cool about you. You get 1 free feat, build that in, and then play whatever you want. Because there's a lot of people that will just go, well, I don't want to not have this feat right away, so I'll just play variant human. I find that boring.
I am not in any campaigns at the moment. I love everything about D&D except playing it.
You would host.
I have infamously said that. I would be the host location, but I'm not DMing.
No. But you're the like your partner has their game, but
Right.
like you're like, don't worry, like there's real smoke that comes out of the ceiling.
Right.
Shit. Like
I would stage mom the shit out of that.
I'll help you
be
build
like,
the playlist for the
I've
exact
got all the
moments.
snacks. I've got all the playlists. I painted all the minis for this encounter. Like, I love everything adjacent to it except the act of doing it.
Yeah, and I don't even really want to see you do it. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I don't need
sit
to
on my
watch
phone.
either. I'm gonna go like.
Just tell me it was good.
I'm gonna like. I'll come out for like the big reveal when you're like, I've painted this like.
And you're wearing just like a little too comfortable of clothes, where it's like, oh, you're showing a lot.
Right, like I've painted some like incredible mini, and it's like a secret encounter. Like I'm gonna be
It
like,
comes out on a plate with a big old dome over it.
I'm like that,
and
parent.
you're like, "Ting."
I'm that parent on Christmas though, where like I'm just grabbing a drink, so I'm just I'm just sitting here for a second.
Because that's it. That's all the gifts.
And I've got my mug, and I'm just like, here it comes.
They don't know what's behind the tree.
And then he like pulls it out, and everyone's like, oh fuck, that looks sick. And I'm just like, yeah, it does. That's me. However, that said, with what little I did play, I did really enjoy Druid. I like Druid in many different games, so I enjoyed that. As far as race, I started out as a human, not a variant human, but I was just boring.
Yeah, which I also DM a lot. Like that wasn't like a.
It was a personal attack, and you said what you
Good.
said, and you said what you said.
Yeah.
No, I mean I did a human just because I'm boring. Because like I'm very like when it comes to like character creation and stuff, I'm very like self-inserty, often. So like yeah, so that was like the original thing was I was a human, and then we ended up like that got boring. So then like I finagled him into being a water genocide.
Yes, a water genocide.
Even though from having looked at him, I thought the air genocide was the water one. So like I imagined him and like painted the mini and everything with like blue skin, white hair and everything, and I was like, he's a water one. But then turns out that's the air one. The green one is the water one,
Which is so dumb.
and that's weird. And so I'm like, I am a water one that happens to look.
I still
he has
have
very
those minis.
air
I actually just
features.
showed them on stream the other day.
Yeah.
Or a while back, I was talking about D&D stuff, but I have Valeris, and I have him in a
Spirit
spore
wolves.
form.
Oh yeah,
And I do
love
have the
that
spirit
spore
wolves.
form one.
Some of the spirit wolves have gotten bent.
Of course.
Some of the spores have broken
Have
off
snapped off.
because
How could they not?
that's just what happens.
That's
but
living.
very fun.
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I think Human Sky has the last question, which is because there's the RB Jones, the RB Jones comment, and I'm like that's the line. Arby's knows what the fuck is up. Human Sky question time. Blah, blah, blah. They always ask if you would love someone if they were a worm, but never what would you do if you were the worm in question. So you randomly wake up as the worm. What the hell do you do first?
I call you and I say, Stevie, do you still love me?
How?
With my worm body.
How do you unlock your phone with your worm body?
I tap on my PIN number.
Just slap your
Yeah.
body around?
Just slap my digits.
Dig.
Yeah.
Your digit.
I am.
This is
the
your,
digit.
you
I
are.
am the boom boom digit. And then
Your
I
boom
just
boom gun?
and then I just scream into the void. Steve, do you still love me?
But do they have vocal cords?
Well, that doesn't matter though. But I'm.
Or is this like a Pickle Rick situation where you turned your you got turned into a worm, but like you can still talk?
Here's the thing. Because, like, you can't go too far down the realism track because people are like, what if you were a worm? Would the person still love you? It's like, not in the same way. You're a worm. Like, you're not, and you wouldn't be the same.
No.
Like, if you somehow could put a human consciousness in a worm body, you're never coming back from that.
No.
Like, the trauma of that, you're never coming back from that.
No, I'm dead.
It's over.
Like, I want you to kill me.
You as a person, you're over.
Unless there's a wish dragon or something.
Even if you put them back into a human body, you're not coming back from that. How do you unpack something like
the
that?
me that I was the moment before I turned into a worm is someone
gone.
you will never see again.
Right. You cannot return from that.
You would call me and I would weep.
How could you not? I don't even know if you'd have access to like that kind of emotional depth in that kind of a moment.
Oh, as a worm.
Yeah.
I meant like you called me when
Right.
you were a worm. I thought you just said
Right.
like I wouldn't have the emotional depth to cry for you if you became a worm and then like called me and nothing happened.
Well, it would be so like, I mean,
yeah.
that's not what I meant, but that also applies. Like,
Yeah.
how could you?
Well, and like that's just it. But then like I keep you alive because like if
There's some chance.
if I know that it is you, it's like, well, do I put you out of your misery because you absolutely are in hell,
Right.
in
How
a
could you
hell of
not
your own
be?
mind of sort, in a body that you can't control.
Horrific.
Absolutely terrifying. I've read Animorphs. I know it's fucked in the
Right.
beginning.
You want
I'm
to talk body horror?
Yeah,
This
become
like,
a worm.
This worm question, not this one specifically, Human Sky. I don't mean it like that. But people who ask this question, the original version of it, of, you know, like,
progenitor.
would you still love me if I was a
Little
worm?
worm.
I'm like, let's take a single step farther and think about, could you possibly
If I got turned into a
be
worm,
as a worm?
if I became a worm, would you kill me?
If I thought that's what you wanted. So can you say it into the camera what you want so I have evidence of it for when the
that's just
worming
like
happens?
because at that point you're almost like that's like a conversation of like if there's someone's on life support, but this is like totally like
Is there any chance of you becoming not a worm?
it's like if I got if I got human centipeded,
right.
right? And
I
it's
could
like,
save you from that though.
but what if it was in a situation where like I could not be saved?
Okay.
Like I'm fucked. I don't know if I'd want to live again.
Right.
I think I'd want to die.
Right. Maybe it would depend on the position you were in.
I mean, if I was in the back, I would prefer to die.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Well, no.
No, I'd want someone
No.
to cut my mouth because I'd like to taste something one more time.
There you go. Also, if you're at the very end, like it didn't even like get to them.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't get all the way down there, which was the problem.
Yeah,
That was a whole bit in
It
the
wasn't.
movie,
Yeah, but then there's
I
like
think.
they keep
I've never
going.
actually seen the movie. I've just like read the description.
I've
of it.
watched the first one and I regretted it. I watched part of the second one and it's worse because they get meta where they
Yeah.
reference themselves and it's like
I watched I should say I watched like the beginning of the first one and then was like, I'm not featuring this. But then because like Rat Brain had to read the detailed synopsis. Yeah.
But yeah, like I would scream and there would be no voice.
There'd be no sound.
It
'Cause
would.
you're a worm.
I would try to kill myself. Actually, to be honest, I would probably do everything I could to die
Yeah.
as quickly as possible.
Well, also like, I live alone, and no one's here. No one would know that I had become a worm. Eventually, someone would come, being like, "What happened? Like, where? Why haven't we heard from him? What happened?" And then like they just find a worm. They're not gonna like think that's me. Why would anyone think that? That's not a possibility.
But there's like a controller. There's a headset near the worm.
Right.
You're playing Need for Speed
currently
or something.
playing, but they're like, that's not him though.
The worm's jiggling
That's
around.
just a different worm.
Like it's somehow wrapped around and you're just like becoming pro because you got nothing else to do.
Yeah. Sometimes I think it's good that life is so normal, and that like
None of
things
this
like
shit.
that can't
Yeah.
happen. Sometimes the imagination is the hellscape.
Well, that's like the whole theory that like, you know, the like hell exists because you want it to.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know, if you die like this or you think you want to go, it's where you ended up. Why? Because you thought you go here. I don't know.
Yeah.
You put yourself here, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
You visualized it.
But also, you could just stop it at any time. Just knock it off.
Yeah.
Just
Maybe
cease.
just like stop being in hell. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Give it a try.
Move. You know, being a worm would be terrible. This got like really
That
like
got
fucked.
real. Yeah, that went
Thanks,
places.
Human Sky. It's
Thank
not
you,
your
Human
fault.
Sky. It's not your fault. We did that.
Um,
Oh wait,
oh, we found more questions.
I believe that's just the only one.
Oh, I think that was like there was a
Arby
Muffin Man
was a little slow.
Uh-oh.
Oh fuck, there's another question. Where'd that one come from?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
Oh,
'cause we did that
this one was
Oh, this was a
on the
little-
last one, but it was within the time frame.
Right.
Sarah DeMille asked, "Do we have day jobs outside of creating content online?
Yes.
If you do, yes. Are they creative roles, or do you get your creativity fixed from this alone? Struggling to bring create? Yeah, it's my job is not very creative.
Mine is generally not very creative. Sometimes it calls on creative solutions.
But you can get real wild creative with nested functions in Excel, but that's about it.
Yeah, sometimes I have to get creative, but like it's in a very like quantitative way. It's very solution oriented, so it's not like it doesn't scratch that same.
I get my
itch.
tasks done.
Yeah, which I'm fine with. I don't want to honestly, I don't want a creative like stable day-to-day job. I've never wanted that to be a creative venture. I consider myself a pretty creative person. I enjoy that, but I've never wanted
like
that
doing it on your terms.
Exactly. I've never wanted that for a job. My sister does it as like a job. Like she's in like the marketing side of things, so like copywriting and all that. And her husband does, like a similar kind of a thing. And that's like I never wanted like a qualitative job as my like go-to because like
I want something that's clear. What is expected of me. I do my job and I can go home.
Yeah.
Or like log off.
Yeah. Okay. And then where was that one? This was the one. This was it.
So Finney asked. There was a couple, but one was just a troll question. What's one non-politically motivated word you just hate hearing people say? It just makes you uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable? I hate when people say bespoke. I hate that word. I'm so tired of it. It's been overused. But it doesn't make me uncomfortable. It just makes me annoyed. Uncomfortable. I don't have a problem with moist. A lot of people have a problem with the word moist. I think damp is a worse word than moist if we're going to get into that circle of things.
Yeah. I don't really hate a whole lot of words, to be honest. Yeah. They're just words. I don't know.
Slurs are bad.
Yeah, I hate. Actually, there is a word. I really don't like the R word in regards to like essay stuff. I don't like that word. It makes me uncomfortable to the point where like I don't even like saying it if it's nested in another word. It gets me a little like nervous and like I gotta make sure I enunciate. Yeah, like or like being like, oh yeah, you wouldn't want to like making a joke about it now. Like I've heard recently someone make a joke about it. I'm just like,
yeah,
it's so like visceral of like, oh, I don't like, whoa, like even if it's just like unrelated, like it's not even in like that sort of context. It's just like, oh yeah, like I'm just like, oh, I don't ever have a need to use that word.
Yeah. When
you could just use so many better euphemisms, to be honest.
Right.
Sorry, when you're doing it in a comedic sense, but I'm digging a hole here, but not really.
I know what you mean. I don't know how to like express it without
saying
talk around it.
Yeah. But like sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the point. That's why. That's my answer. This whole conversation with the worms too. Let's throw that in there too.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask the last question?
If there was anything you could have a dragon horde of, what would it be?
Money.
Absolutely. I want all that. That'd be great.
Skirt.
Also, do you know the Muffin Man?
No.
No, not since the accident.
Not because of the restraining order.
Won't call me back. But that's okay.
He blocked me. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, well, this was good. This
Woo!
was good.
That's a lot of questions, Jesus.
I know, a lot of questions.
You guys really popping off in the comment section down below.
Not that it's a problem. We just, like, didn't think to, like, look through them before, so we're like, oh, okay. I mean, we're fine on time and everything, but we're doing different bits.
Yeah.
So, we actually recorded this on Friday, which is very surprising.
Woo! Yeah, we're ahead of the game. We're ahead of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, we have been doing it on Sunday. Not that I don't mind doing it, like, on Sunday. It's just also, like, we should do it. So.
I prefer doing it during the week just to get it done, to be honest. But then it's also, like, what does it really matter? So it's just sort of like whenever we do it.
It's to me, I felt like if we're able to, like, get it to work during the week, fuck yeah, no problem. But also sometimes, like work just gets
shit
fucked.
happens.
It's just, like, or, like, I'm just, like, yesterday, I'm, like, I'm just so fucking, like, burnt that, like, I don't... Like, I just, like, let's just fucking play Div. Like, I'm tired. I don't want to, like, be on for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And then, but it's nice knowing that, like, okay, well, like, on Sunday, like, if it's, like, we didn't get it done. Because typically it's, like, well, if we didn't do it by Friday, we'll probably just end up doing it Sunday unless someone can't. And then it's, like, we need to make this work. But we've been consistent, at least, I think, since...
Yeah, so stop leaving those comments. Just kidding. No one leaves those comments. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So,
yeah.
Okay. Well, this will be fun. Are we doing anything for like Valentine's Day? Any special
Fucking
events?
and sucking.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little too soon for that. I'm now thinking about
For the fucking and sucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't known each other very long.
Yeah. I don't know. No, but we should do a podcast live stream because now that we've got like more things set up here, that's fun. But we'd have to have like a good reason.
Yeah.
We got to read that script.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we already did like the conversation heart cookies, which was fun.
Mm-hmm. We did that last year.
That was last year.
Yeah. We'd do something different. Or we could wait. What's in March? St. Patty's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. And then Easter and Earth Day. And then
we could go buy some free dirt off Craigslist.
That'd be fun.
And do an Earth Day stream in dirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Just
like
dig a
worms.
hole in the backyard.
The worm cast.
Just dig a hole in the backyard and just slip on in.
The Hell Yeah Worm Cast.
Woo! That horrifying outfit that Heidi Klum made. It's too much. Too much worm.
I want to tell you something about that, but I can't talk about it on here.
Okay. Bye, Stinky.
Bye, Stinky.